I want to do something like this. Walmart. If you're doing Walmart, go make your money. We had all of our terrible orders going to Riverside and Paris. They sent me mine in. I got it in. Spoke to Eli. We up in there. Now, for those of you who don't know, my name is Hot Facts with Robert Reese. What's up to the room? What's up, everybody? I'm Hot Facts with Robert Reese. I'm excited. I am the official news channel of the gig economy. Now, we have a lot of gigs here. We put them in and we put them to work. Most of us are business owners and everything else like that. But make sure that when you do tune in, we have it here. Now, I want to make sure that let me go ahead and do it like this. I want to make sure that everyone knows that the the reason for this thing being a members only or moderator only chat. During the whole process of well, first of all, let me let you guys know exactly what I am doing so you know exactly what this is. All right? Okay? I'm gonna let you guys know exactly what it is. There was someone on and everyone knows that I am a news channel, so I go ahead and rep out the channels and everything else that are there and people that are watching, right? Um, there is a channel with the GNA, and everyone knows the GNA with Tammy and everybody else over there. There was someone on the GNA that said that well, first of all, let me do this. TFT is the deputy. He's my deputy of Hot Facts. TFT. He knows about what Eli does and everything else like that. But TFT is the most, I would say, logical and person that understands what needs to be done. Okay, and that is TFT, and he does that. He doesn't get upset when he does. It's for a reason, and he goes to hear what everybody else has to say. That is TFT. All right, that is TFT. Now, there was a reason to put this to members only chat, and I'll explain what that reason is here. Everyone knows that you know how Eli is, and I have come to understand how Eli is. On me being his official channel to go ahead and get things done, I had to do it like this. We all know that Eli wants to block everyone out. We get that. We get it. We get that. Everyone knows I do free speech, right? I do free speech. Eli wants people to not do what will intimidate him or to go ahead and do some of these things. I am a little bit different. I know how to moderate. My moderators do a great job. And unless something is ridiculously crazy, we ain't gonna worry about that. That's not gonna happen. We are in control. So I say this to everybody else out there. The reason why this was put to a members only chat is because I have members here who are they're in the gig world, right? Bam, they are there. On top of them being in the gig world, yes, sir. I I got you, Eli. We got people in the gig world. Eli says he'll be on in about 10 to 15 minutes. We all know how he runs late. No problem here. That's why I'm doing this before. I know a lot of you guys say, well, why did Hot Facts do it like this? Well, I'm going to tell you this is the reason why. A lot of you guys don't like this guy, and you do so many things against him that you'll spend all of your day to do something against him. Now, we all know that Eli will block you out and ban you from his chat, right? Everyone knows that Hot Facts does free speech. So, if you really want to tell him something and not be completely ridiculous and have the question and everything go through, and you can go ahead and pay $1.99 and give Eli all you got to get without being banned. Now, I understand that when I told Eli I'm going to take on all of everything, they're going to go ahead and do this, do that, make it seem like this, make it seem like that. But I'm going to give you a rundown on everything I'm going to be going through today. People on the board: Torp, Mr. Flex, Tammy, and that whole other side of that world. We're going to have some topics about that are there that you guys see. We're going to have Hannibal and Pedro. We're going to go into some things with Necro getting bags and how I said a word to talk to speech that was separate, but Torp knows about that. We're going to get into all of that. We're going to get into tagging content, and most importantly, we're going to get into the largest. Look, I'm calling all gig content creators to the table on this. I have a proposal for the other side that will go into things. But we're going to go into, I have all of my notes here. I have another sheet of notes here, and we're going to get through these. For those of you who don't know, when you are dealing with Hot Facts, when there's an interview, it's only one person. I'm doing this on YouTube, so it's not blocked up. But the big announcement is going to happen, and the whole gig world is going to have to listen to all of this because I found some things on my whole research and investigation that I've done something that has probably never ever been done in the whole gig world or any other community, and we're going to go ahead and get this in. Jones Vlogging Network, welcome to the support team. Thank you for joining in for that $1.99 membership. You are going to be able to. Now, let me tell you how the memberships work here on Hot Facts. When you are a member of Hot Facts, when you write a question, okay, I have moderators here. When you write a question that is going to be answered by someone on the panel, it's going to be put up there. We're going to go ahead and filter through those and go through. So that's what that does. So wait. We are doing an exclusive interview. So once again, if you guys don't know about Hot Facts with Robert Reese, when we are doing an exclusive interview, we are going to be doing an interview. So when we do an interview, we do an interview with the person here. And also, when we use StreamYard, if you don't show your face, you cannot appear. Those are the rules. So now, right now, we are doing an introduction. Before I get into you, or if your question falls into this, I'll get into it there. But the show is going to go on to where we have to get through it first because that's what we do on Hot Facts. I don't know what you normally are attending, but we do this here. Thank you so much for participating and purchasing 199 so you can ask questions to Eli and you won't get banned. But my moderators know what will be ridiculously overhand and you can be slid out with that. TFT is my deputy there. TFT says that. Let me go ahead and put this here. TFT says that there will be questions. TFT says there will be questions at the moment. This is not the time. Thank you so much for my deputy, TFT. I have been working on some exclusive things. I want to let you guys know about this. There is a playlist with Hot Facts and Eli. You are going to get every single interview that Eli does with Hot Facts. I am the exclusive interviewer to Eli. Every question that you guys put out there, I am the person that will be asking him. So when you watch those, you will be able to get those. Now, these are to everyone out there, but at a certain period of time, those will be to members only. All right. So now I have night. Oh, I forgot. I have moderators and I have Nightbot. And Nightbot is doing the plain default that it was designed to do. I did not change anything. So if you go overboard, you went overboard on what the default was. So I'm not doing that. And we're doing this right here until Eli gets up here. He's gonna go ahead and click that old link. But we're gonna get into this. I am the official interviewer of Eli. Anything that you guys think that you guys want to hear, I will be the person that can get it out there. Now I just got done doing an interview. Well, not an interview, some deliveries and Eli was just doing a live, and he just sent me something said he will be over in 10 to 15 minutes. We're going to go over everything here on this book, and believe me, you guys will get a chance to speak your mind. Now, some people say, why would you put a 199 on Eli? You guys follow him for no reason. You try to do everything to him for no reason. You probably go to Starbucks 3-4 times a day. You probably order out to eat at least two times a day. You do all that and spend that money. So if you are doing all that to then come home to spend time with Eli, plugging time in your head, you might as well have some time on Hot Facts. And if you are willing to do that, you are pretty much willing to put 199 in to not get banned. If that's not a bargain, you guys get banned for everything. Every single troll account you guys get, he bans it. This is your opportunity to actually participate, ask a real question, and not get banned. Now, I want to get into this first before I get into this interview with Eli. There was someone on the chat yesterday, and they said that it is intriguing to see what Eli does on how he lives his life. Now, they didn't know it was TFT up there. They said, TFT, you need to go ahead and pay attention to some things and all that other stuff. Listen to him and all of that, right? Someone said that, well, with everything that he does, everything that Eli does, it's entertaining, and we watch and we want to see how does he live his life like that. I am the person that wants to ask the questions to interview him. So therefore, we are one P in the pod, and you should not hate hot facts. Plain and simple. Now, we got to get here to Eli when he gets up here. But before we get into Eli, oh yeah, oh yeah, I want to let you guys know this. Hot Facts has put in a lot of things that has helped out people in the gig world, in the communities, build something extra. I want to say that I have helped a channel do something with the help of the boardroom, Hollywood Gig News, and what we do here. Gig Wars Official has unleashed on Mondays the Situation Room. Wild Alaska. Thank you so much, Wild Alaska, right there for that coffee fund. I need a lot of that because to to do with this case, I need a lot of that. I need a lot of that. They're doing the Situation Room. Situation Room is going to be a reality thing, might play off a little bit of the Hollywood Gig News with a mixture of channels going up there and put them out there in a series there. You can see what's going on to follow on with that. Also, the Up and Up also did that also. So it might be something else like that, but they got that going on. We got that going on. So now, Eli, whenever you are ready to click this link, but you know what? I want to ask him this though. I don't want to do it ahead of time. I want to ask Eli this. I don't want to do it ahead of time. I want to do it ahead of time. I want to do my proposal when it's time to do the proposal. I want to do it. I can put it out there now, but it won't make sense unless I go through. So Eli, this is what I am asking of you. Can my lovely assistant go over into Eli's channel and tell him that we are ready, please? He told me 10 minutes there. I just want to make sure that we are on the all the way here. We are on the all the way here. We are here because this is going to be great, people. We're going over Hannibal and Pedro. We're going over Mr. Flex. We're going over so many things with Eli. It is going to be ridiculous. We're going over a whole new community. We're going over Tammy and that community there. That's that community there. Oh, I got something to say. I want to say this in the nicest form I can. Jenny's vlogs. Here's what I would like to say. You said that maybe I'm listening to Eli because he's my boss. I've never told you anything. You've been on my show, and everything has been all the way regular. Please be kind. Thank you. Is he still walking? Is Eli still walking? Eli, get done with your walk. Get done with the walk. Let's go ahead and get down with this. I guess I'm going to have to do it now. I don't want to do it now, though. It's not the time. I want to do it a little bit later in the interview. I'll do it. It's not the time, but I'll do it. I'll do it right now. Babe, I need you to do this. Go to my channel and go to my community post, please. You just click on my name and then go to my community post. Thank you. And let me go ahead and do this. Thank you, babe. I'm gonna go ahead and do this right now. I'm gonna do it right now because it's time. I'll do this right now. I'm calling out every single gig content creator out there. I'm calling out once again every single gig content creator out there. Now, everyone knows that there's been a and this is what I'm gonna do now. Eli, I'm gonna wait on you and I'm gonna do your part of the show. I'm gonna go ahead and rearrange and get it in just like now. Um, I apologize for Eli not being here right on time, people, but I'm gonna go ahead and switch up until he clicks that link and gets up in here. Here's how it's gonna go. I'm gonna bridge the world of the gig economy and the world that has destroyed Mr. Flex. I'm gonna tell you guys things that Mr. Flex never thought of to figure out and do research on to figure out that we are more alike than what you think. Things have happened, and I have done some due diligence to figure out what it is. Just like Mr. Flex and Yup and everybody else that have asked me to not tag them, I was asked, why do you tag me? And this came from Tammy in the other world that came in with Eli. My proposal, Tammy, is going to come in first. I'll do that first. I tagged them in my do you check the eggs when you do your deliveries. I was told I don't care about the gig world. Why are you tagging me? And this was my response. In the gig world, we shop for customers and people. I'm reading it straight from my thing. In the gig world, this is me talking to Tammy right here. In the gig world, we shop for customers like you. Well, I said in the gig world, we shop for customers like you guys. Okay. I heard you guys speaking about the gig work and deliveries. Way off. You need to watch what we do. You can't speak about gig work if you don't know what it is. There is hundreds of gigs out there. Join a real gig conversation, ask questions, or just listen. It's better than speaking and having to make no sense. Tammy replied with this: my channel does not talk about gig work at all. We talk about the difference between you and a 1099 job since your pal is rather ignorant about it. So, here is one thing that Mr. Flex did not figure out about their side. This is coming from Tammy, the person that has been coming at me. My channel does not talk about gig work at all. We talk about the difference between a W-2 and a 1099. It is here. It is here. Black Apocalypse, thank you for paying $199. My channel does not talk about gig work at all. We talk about the difference between a W-2 and a 1099. In the gig world, that's all we do. We're all 1099s. Here's my response. We are all 1099. We talk the difference all the time. Here's what she said. You are missing the point. My channel does not talk about gig work. That is a you thing, not a me thing. I have no interest in it or learning about it. I have no issues with those who work gig work, and if it is what makes them happy, great. So I ask again, and for the last time, why do you keep tagging me in this stuff? Well, it goes back into this. We talk about the difference between W-2 and 1099. Us as gig workers, we are the 1099s, and me as Hot Facts with Robert Reese, I break down all the laws and rules that goes down and all the business that goes down to us as 1099s. S Corp, DBAs, LLC, sole proprietors, and everything. Now, she said I'm missing the point. No, I'm not. So I went there. She said, laughing out loud, I have run my own business, Robert. I have sold insurance for myself for years. I am well aware of what a 1099 is. Here's my response. Never said you didn't. We have a lot of business owners. I have been 1099 since 2007. Sales director, Microsoft Gold certified. Many of us have S Corp, sole proprietor, DBA, LLC. We speak business, profits, and loss. Here was the reply. And again, I will ask, why are you tagging me? What exactly do you want? What exactly do you want? I think we are having a problem with communication, so let's be direct. Okay, so now I am going to be direct. Everyone in the gig world, everyone in the gig world, we are a 1099. Okay, so now my thing and my call out to the whole gig world is this. Eli is going to be up here for his interview. Now, my thing is for this. If you think that us doing gig work, and gig work can be many things. I can be an apprentice, a lawyer. I can be a health physician, physical therapy, personal trainer. I can be a salesperson. I can be someone that does anything, mechanic. I can be anything. You are a 1099. My question is, what makes your 1099 anything different from the 1099 that we do as gig content creators? Now, if you are a gig content creator, my proposal is this. Tammy, since we both in our communities, since you say when it's not about Eli, we talk about these things and we do these things. When we do our taxes, we do them the same way. What makes you a real business and makes us not? So now, if there's any gig content creator out there who has said this right here, I run my own business. I do what I want to do. I am what it is. Why is it that these people can say this, that it's not what it is? So now I want you, Tammy, I want you, since you're talking about and you guys speak on W-2s and 1099s, and that's all we do, but we see a separation. My thing is this. It's going to be myself, the DoorDash Revolution, and I want anyone else who wants to sign up. I have 3 more spots on our side. I got 5 spots on their side. I want to do it on StreamYard. What is the difference from us making money and being a 1099 from them saying we are not real 1099s? Let's go ahead and get the great debate out. Since that's what you just said, I say we get it done, and let's do it here. Let's do it here on Hot Facts. This is going to be the bridge of 2 communities, a community that talks the difference, but they don't care about us. We care about people, but we care about money. But they say that we ain't doing it like them. So what is the difference? We're going to get into that. If anyone wants to get into that, I say let's do it. Where's the stream? This is not. All right. So, all right. For the people that are not looking at your own screen, it says YouTube. On YouTube, this is not a 10-man panel here. This is an exclusive with Eli one-on-one. He will click the link. I will see him and click him in. That is what I am waiting for. Now, here is the most terriblest thing that can happen. If Eli decides to, and I put it to where his liking is, this is a members only chat. There's no one just jumping in. If this goes in the opposite way, it don't look bad on me because I am the news chat channel. Yes, you can, Eli. Eli, the link is there. Here, let me see, Eli. Let me see. The link is there. Let me put add a guest. Let me copy link. Okay. I copied it. Eli, the link. Okay. So, Eli, can you click the link? I'm not using StreamYard, exactly. I'm Eli, use your phone if it's telling you. Or here, Eli, I'll do it like this. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Eli, hang on. All right. I'll copy it again. Gee whiz. No, 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 no. Eli has to understand this. Eli frustrates a lot of people. He has to understand the frustration that has to come back also. This is part of just overcoming and getting over stuff. I'm upset. Yes, I am. I am upset. Yes, I am. But Eli has to understand that because he upsets a lot of people. Plain and simple. Here, thank you. Let me see. Eli, where you at? Where'd you go? Okay, here he is.
Can you hear me,
I see
Robert?
you, man. I see you, Eli. I see you there. How you doing?
I'm good. Can you hear me all right?
Yes, I got you all right, Eli. Yes. I was not about to go through any more of these questions in my notepad because that was gonna mess it all, and I don't want to do any of that. How you doing, Eli? How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. You know what? I'm gonna get my tripod because I didn't know you were gonna do this from mobile. I was set up in the studio here, more
Oh no,
professional.
no, no! I made sure that I had extra protection there for you.
All right, give me 1 second, Robert. I'll be right back. Okay, let me get my tripod. All right, I'll be right back. Put my
Okay,
phone down. All right.
thank you so much. I have to make sure I have protection for you. Um, there's so many things you can do, people, when you're dealing with StreamYard and things like that, to where you can be a hacker and do all type of other things. So thank you, Eli, for clicking on in. I'm doing it says YouTube. It don't say StreamYard. It don't say StreamYard. It says YouTube. StreamYard's been acting up for the past week and a half, and everybody else knows that. So I made sure that that is not what we were going to be doing. Eli is here. We're going to go ahead and get this thing done and getting it in. Thank you, AZ Prod. 199 right there. AZ Prod. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Send you a little heart right there. Thank you so much for that. And look, I want to thank you guys for participating. Look, um, the whole thing with Eli is so controversial that people will do anything to say anything about him, right? Well, if you really want to say anything and have it so that you can really ask a question, why not do it in a way? Go drop your 199 and get it right there. Yeah, Cody said no more StreamYard for me either. That's out. Yeah, their StreamYard has been tripping. It's been tripping so much. And I'm mad I made that last payment and I still gotta try to figure out what's going on. I'm mad I did that, but StreamYard, y'all tripping. I'm on YouTube right now, and YouTube seems to be doing it mighty, mighty fine. So everything is a-okay. We got the coach in the building. We got the coach fixing himself up, y'all. He about to look good for y'all. He about to look good. I want to give a round of applause for my man TF, my deputy. TFT is my deputy. Round of applause to TFT out there. TFT, here's what I am gonna need from you. TFT is just to make sure ain't no one saying no crazy stuff. And that's it, TFT. TFT already knows what it is. We do this every day, 3 times on Sunday. Eli, I see you there. I see you, Eli. I see you. Get set, get set. I see you there. You're looking good, man. You're looking good, Eli.
Oh,
You're
thank
looking
you,
good, man.
Robert. I had no idea you were gonna do this from mobile. Can you hear me? Can you hear me tapping this microphone? I want to make
I
sure
can
it's
hear
working.
Eli. You are perfectly fine, man. You are perfectly fine, Eli.
Yeah.
You're Eli, you look good. I did this specifically because StreamYard's been having issues, and I did not want people to be trying to hack into StreamYard to go do other things. So I wanted to be able to talk to you with just me and you without having nobody go in. And members only, I said, well, if they hate you that much, they'll pay to go ahead and talk, but then my moderators will make sure that Eli ain't gonna get disrespected like that. So it is what it is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I said
Yeah.
I'm gonna work for me and do something for you at the same time. You feel that?
Yeah. Well, thank you for that, Robert. I appreciate it, man. I mean, uh, when I do things from the studio, I like to come in with a professional background, which we can't do on the YouTube app. But hey,
Nah,
it's all
you're
good.
straight. You're straight. Eli, I got you. You ain't got to think about all that stuff. Eli, we go cut all that stuff out. You ain't got to think about being perfectionist. You chilling with hot facts. We about to have a good conversation because I want to give you, this is a personal achievement and a personal, I would say, celebration for me and you. Do you know what this interview makes?
What does it make, Robert?
This is number 4. This is our
Mm.
actual 4th interview that I have done exclusively with you. And then check this out. Guess what I did, Eli? Guess what I did?
What'd you do, Robert?
I made me and you our interviews into a podcast. So
Mm.
people, if they actually want to learn and get the real Eli, all
Mm-hmm.
they have to do is go to the podcast and listen to Hot Facts Talk with Eli. And then ain't nobody cutting you off. You ain't going off the deep end and doing nothing. It's just me and you having a conversation. So what
Mm-hmm.
happened was, I made it so that, hey, it's Hot Facts and Eli, and it's on podcast. How do you like that?
That's fantastic, man.
Yeah. Eli, we got something special going to tell you. Most people don't like the taste. It's an acquiring taste, almost like sardines in a bad beer. I don't know if
Wow.
you know where. Yeah, something like that. But we got it going on, Eli, and I want to just let you know that there was someone, and I know that you don't talk about a certain person
Mm-hmm.
and a community that they're in. But one person said something that was intriguing to me. And this is what they said, Eli. They said that the way he lives his life is so like crazy to me that I watch. And that's why I watch. So my thing is, if they can think like that, what would be so weird if I would love to get the interviews with you because I find this fascinating? What is the difference to you? What's the difference?
Well, I mean, first of all, it's YouTube, and I understand the entertainment factor, Robert. But second of all, I like to keep things professional, just like you do. But it's a shared platform, and you're going to get a bunch of crazies out here, as well as a bunch of normal people seeking regular content. So normal content. So it is what it is. I've just learned to roll with it. You got to roll with the punches and keep moving forward.
Okay. All right. I got you there. I got you
Hmm.
there, but I got you here. Now, I would like to personally, okay, I've never done this yet. I'm going to do it on camera for the very first time, okay? So everyone knows that this is Coach Eli. I am Hot Facts with Robert Reese. I am the pretty much the exclusive interviewer to Eli. So, if you guys want to go out there and jump in and say weird stuff, he ain't gonna listen to you because he's gonna just throw you off the deep end. He's gonna just keep marching on. If you
Hmm.
want to say something that makes sense, maybe you should learn how to communicate and go through hot facts to get a realistic question going into him. Okay,
Yeah, Robert.
so
First of all, real quick, I want to apologize for running a little behind. I've had so much going on lately. I'm sure you've seen that, and I got things to do for my family and Don and stuff. And I'm sorry about that, man. I'm just trying to get
don't be sorry. You're
everything
here.
done. Yeah.
Eli, don't be sorry. Look, this is the place where you don't have Eli. Let me tell you this. During this interview, you look, this is where you can actually like relax and just be all the way. You're about to be calm because guess what? There's gonna be more interviews with me, and
Hmm.
then I'm gonna be the one, and we're just gonna be talking just like, hey, Eli, there's gonna be a video when we eat barbecue together one day. So
Sure.
just imagine that. So
Robert,
just
Robert,
imagine
Robert.
that.
That's called a cookout, right?
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, we might call it cookout. I'm gonna have Eli over. I'm gonna make sure that you know how to cook and help before you go do something, because I don't want my cousins to beat you up.
Well.
Because they love their ribs. If you
Hmm.
mess up their ribs, it's a fight. It's just like Heathcliff or Garfield. You know what I'm saying? After
Yeah.
garbage can, you
Oh
mess
yeah.
up the ribs, we got to fight. You know what I'm saying?
I hear
It's
you.
not a real fight. It's not a real fight. It's more like a who messed up the ribs.
Hmm.
Don't bring him back. It's something like that. It's not no real fight. It ain't no real
I
fight.
hear you. I hear you, man. I hear you. It's like
Yeah.
who let the dogs out, right?
Woo,
Who let
woo,
the dogs out? Yeah.
woo, woo,
Mhm.
woo, woo.
That's
I
right. That's
got you,
right.
Eli. I
That's
got
right.
you, man. I got you, Eli. We about to do this right now. Eli, I got something to say. All right. Now, I want to start off on one end, but then I have all my notes here.
Okay.
And I kind of want to go over them, but then I kind of want to mix them up. So I'm kind of being mixed up right now on how I want to get this to you. Now, you you know what? I'll do it like this. You just said you were dealing with your family. You had to do some stuff you had done. I want you to just give a message out there for everyone. So just so that everyone know that, hey, Don is fine. Don is cool. I'm cool. We cool. We all good. Now let's get on to the conversation. Go ahead and just leave the message right now, so just so that they can just go ahead and just be like, I'm good. All right.
Um, well, I mean, you just want me to mention what's going on, or
No,
just say
no, no, no,
everything?
no, 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 no. Look, just let them know me and Don are good. You ain't got to worry about this and that. You ain't got to worry about the dogs or this or that. We are good. I'm here on this. I got
Hmm.
Hannibal and Pedro. You know what I'm saying? Just let them know everything is good. So we
Yeah.
can go ahead and get on and make them not say that.
Okay. Well, here's the thing, Robert, real quick before we get into this. So, they said that I was banned from Bear Island, which is the trail I go to here in Redwood City. So I went and did a walk from there today. And then later tonight at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 p.m. Pacific. I'm not trying to promote my own stuff, but just to prove the point you're making. Don and I are going live tonight with a Halloween special on the couch with Don and Eli. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know what more I can do, Robert. They say Don broke up with me. They say I abused Don. They say I'm banned from Bear Island to walk. And I don't know what more I can do. I go to Bear Island, I walk. Don will be on the stream with me later tonight, and I don't know, Robert. You tell me, bro. This is just insanity, bro. That's all I can say.
Well, just let them know everything is good and worry about your lady because I'm worrying about mine. Just let them know about that. We good. Hey, I worry about mine. You worry about yours. They got to worry about theirs. You know what I'm saying? Worry about theirs. I got mine.
Yeah,
You got yours. Why don't you worry about yours?
I
You know what I
agree,
mean?
Robert.
Unless you don't have anyone. Unless you don't have anyone, Eli. But if you don't have anyone, you a sucker, right? Because you just talking junk. I
That's
got
true.
somebody,
That's true,
right?
Robert.
Okay.
That's true. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. No, Eli, we go keep it like that. We go keep it like that the whole time. I got somebody, you got somebody, my somebody supports your somebody, and I'm here working with you. So therefore, we are connected. We just go keep it just like that.
Yeah. Amen, brother. I mean, I don't know what to say, man, but you seem excited tonight, Robert. You seem like you're on
Yes,
fire.
Eli, I'm
Yeah.
excited
Yeah.
because Eli, let me tell you, man, you are from all right. I've been in the gig space and doing things for a long time, and I have literally in my whole life existence, I have never came across anyone like you. Never, never. But the craziest thing is that I'm doing something with journalism, right?
Right.
And I am intrigued. And there's a lot of people that say, well, no, I'm intrigued by it because it's stimulating my interest. So therefore, I said, you know what? They tried to get me and they tried to get me mad at you. But then I realized, I said, hey, let me try to come at this dude in a different way. I think I can learn something or talk to this dude, talk to him about something. And that's what we did. You know what I mean? And I'm intrigued. And it is what it is. I am excited, Eli. I am excited for you to be here. I'm excited to actually have you accept me to doing your interviews, you
Mhm.
know, and there you go. So there it is. Now I got something for you right now.
Okay.
Now, you said you and Don are good, all of this and that.
Yeah.
Can you there's something that I felt that you said that I felt was all the way true that a man should say. All right.
Okay.
I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna share it right now. You told Don, you said that, babe, you're gonna make me look bad. And I understood exactly what you were saying in that because you're doing your show and you're going to the concert and everything, and it's going to be filmed for the show. And when you were like, well, you're going to make me look bad, I understand because now you have to switch doing the show and being in charge of Eli and driving and doing all of that, and you're trying to make sure it all goes good.
Right.
Now, with the trolls out there, they can make things go bad, but now you got to fix that. So you're like, babe, look, they're pulling you in. Don't say that you're gonna make me look bad. I
Right.
agree with that all the way because I feel that if it's your show and you're doing your thing and
Hmm.
it's going to be better because actually you're involved in it, then look, if I give you the cue, go ahead and go with your cue, but just wait until the cue comes. Don't listen to them because they are there to distract you. I
Right.
agree with that.
Right.
And I just want to make sure that you understand that I'm not against you on that. You're just trying to make sure because now you got to get back up and try to control your show. You know what I mean? And
Right.
then that takes up into more time. So I just want to go ahead and just clear it out the way. I'm not
Yeah.
against you on that.
Well,
Now I
Robert,
want
can
to
I
talk
can I say
about
can I can I
this.
say one thing real quick about that for you before you continue?
Yeah. Yep.
Here's the thing. You know, um, men, there's nothing wrong with a man standing up to his lady on certain things he believes in. That doesn't mean he's abusing her. That doesn't mean there's domestic violence. That means you have, a disagreement, and you can disagree respectfully and say, "Hey, babe, come on." Women, are run by their emotions. I say this respectfully. That's how women are, and they respond to everything emotionally first, based on how they're feeling in the present moment. So they have moments, lots of them, and they look up to us men for our strength to balance that out. Just like they balance out our rough masculinity, we balance out their, extreme emotions at times, right? So it's not domestic violence or it's not disrespectful to try to relax your lady and say, "Hey, we decided to do this show. We're on the way to the concert here. Come on, babe. I know you're going through a lot. Let's not kill this great show here. We're driving to Shoreline Amphitheater, which is right next door to the Google corporate headquarters that owns YouTube. We can show the people there. If we kill the show now, we're going to miss out on this opportunity, right?" So there's nothing wrong with, trying to say, "Come on, babe, let's just work through this." You know, uh, and these people take it way out of context. They're like, "Elo should have killed the stream and should have just, respected Don." And that it wasn't about respect or disrespect. It was about just doing the right thing, being a good, strong man, and leveling off his lady in the way that she levels me off when I'm on the rougher side of things. Right. And when I mean rougher side of things, sometimes us men, we are a little bit edgy and stuff like that. That doesn't mean we're violent or anything. You know what I mean, Robert?
No, I got you, Eli. I got you. And most people don't understand about like real life out there, so they
Hmm.
think like Kens and Karens. And most of those cases there, those cases where the kids beat up the parents and all that stuff, and then the kids want to get emancipated and all that stuff. They
Yeah.
end up going through stuff like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that there. But I want to get into this, Eli, because this is one of the most you know this is one of the biggest things that I want to talk about me myself.
Hmm.
Now, I'm monetized on YouTube. I do my thing. I know you do your thing. You run a, well organized monetized channel. You run your security and everything down to a T. I'm a little bit looser on how I do my end. We all know
Hmm.
that. I'm a
Yeah.
little bit looser on my end. But at the same time, we come across and it's all about, if you're able to make some money on YouTube, do what you got to do to do it as a side gig. You're going to do it along with whatever else you're doing. Now, you are a person that is in the spotlight from separate communities, and you're not the regular celebrity that everybody thinks. You are
Hmm.
Eli. You are Coach Eli. Can you say your last name so I don't mess it up?
Melis, Melas,
Mellis.
Melis.
Okay, Mellis. You are Coach Eli Mellis. And there's a lot of people that say, well, why do we watch him? And why do we do all these things? I personally witnessed you not even being on a live stream and other channels and other communities were watching your chat just to see when you were going to pop up. And I was like, if this guy is not that intriguing, then why are they doing that? Now, what I came to realize when you said that you lost 500K in content theft, and I witnessed those people sit there and wait like you were Michael Jackson coming into a concert, and he was late. I was like, why are they doing that for Eli, but they bash him? Now, when he says 500K and they're waiting like that, I wonder how many channels are waiting for him to do that. So when he says 500K, is he wrong? Now, I want you to justify you losing 500K because people are using and stealing your
Mhm.
content.
Okay. Fair question, Robert. Well, I've mentioned this many times on my channel, but I'll mention it here again for your audience. And again, thank you for having me here. So basically, I've been doing this semi full time, or just call it full time, for 6 years now. So if you take 500,000, you divide it by 6 years, that's $83,000 a year. And it's not unreasonable for a YouTuber to make $83,000 a year with a good brand, some merchandise, ad revenue, and memberships and sponsorships and stuff like that. That's a fair number, right, Robert? 83K a year, right?
Yeah, well, whatever your number is, you put it there.
Okay, we'll put it there, right? So 83K a year. How I come up with that number? There were a ton of people. There were two. I want to make this very clear. I made peace with these creators. I'm not going to mention their names, but I'm at peace with the ones that initially started this. So I'm not here to stir up the pot with them. And, I wish them the best. And, we're on civil terms. But to share the story, there were a couple of creators 4 or 5 years ago that started to rebroadcast every single one of my live streams in their entirety. They would basically, really defame and degrade my content. They're doing the same thing that that other woman, who she is. She came at you too. You can mention her name, but I won't. They're doing the same thing that she's doing, but they did it a lot better and they made a lot more money. Also, a couple of these creators were paid by a sponsor to create content. Now, I was saying back then that, it was a targeted hate attack on me and they were, being sponsored to do Eli hate content, but the sponsor was saying this, we're just paying you to create any content. It so happens to include Eli content. They had to say that to protect themselves, right? You get what I'm saying?
Well,
Between
didn't they take over the genuine networking association? Didn't they take over that and now it's official that they have that? My
no.
thing is, my thing is they're saying that it's there, and I'm like, if they don't care about what you do, why would they try to even go ahead and take over something that you put out there?
Well, we're kind of switching from one thing to the other. Do you want me to finish justifying the
Yeah,
500K
yeah,
or?
yeah, 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 yeah. No, no, yeah. Justify that and then go into that because that's a
Yeah.
part of what goes into that.
Yeah. So basically, um, there were two creators. Between the both of them were getting paid $5,000 a month to create content regarding anything they wanted to create, but 95% of their content was rebroadcasting my entire live streams as they were happening live. And if I did a pre recorded video, they would run a live stream and play the entire pre recorded video to their audience. And they would trash talk it and get a ton of donations on top of their sponsorship. So, when you take the sponsorship alone, for those few years, like they were sponsored for 2 or 3 years, you're looking at, 60 grand a year right there on that alone. Plus they were making ad revenue, plus they were making, $200-300 a day through donations and super chats and cash apps and PayPals. When you take all of that on those two creators alone, that pretty much could justify that amount alone. But there were many more people that got involved as well. And again, I have nothing bad to say about these people. We are at peace. I'm not going to even mention them. They've moved on. They're doing their own thing. God bless them, etc. I'm just sharing this story to bring you some context of what I've experienced, what I've been through, and I'm still here after all that. I'm still moving forward. So that's pretty much it. And one more thing, Robert. Here's the thing with YouTube. Like when you rebroadcast someone's entire live streams that's happening live, people will try to say it's fair use. No, fair use allows you to use small excerpts to do criticism and commentary on them. And you do it right, Robert. When you do those minute or two videos, you use some clips in there. Hats off. You do fair use right. You create that content the right way. these people, what I would do, we would file copyright takedown notices, right? Because if you're running a live stream and someone's rebroadcasting you, they're literally taking your an audience away. And even if it's an audience of haters, that is your audience that could be, giving you ad revenue and stuff, right? So, we would file the copyright takedown. Then these people would file a counter notification. And when you file a counter notification, all you have to do is say it's fair use. YouTube will approve it. And then the person that filed the copyright, myself, has 10 business days to file a case in a federal copyright court, which costs a lot of money, or that video gets reinstated and the copyright strike gets removed. So a lot of these creators, even to this day, have exploited this flaw in copyright law to abuse and misuse other people's content to the point of where we had to stop people that were getting taken advantage in this way, like myself. We had to stop filing copyrights because all they would do is file a counter notification, and they basically got away with using our content, and they made all that money. I mean, it was just ridiculous because us small creators, we can't afford to pay 10 or 20 or 30K to sue somebody in federal copyright court. We can't do that. We can't afford that. So they exploited that. So that's what created this whole thing, right? Does that answer your question on the 500,000 there? I
Yeah,
mean, that's an estimated rough
yeah,
estimate right there, but it's a pretty good estimate in my opinion.
yes, yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah,
Or yes, no, that did that there. Now, you know, thank you for clarifying that. There's a lot of
sure.
people who actually don't know about what they're talking about and how they go ahead and do all that other stuff. Um, I want to ask you this though.
Mhm.
I want to use the word respect.
Okay.
Okay, I want to use the word respect, and I'm gonna throw it in there. I'm gonna say the state of the gig economy. Okay,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna use respect. If you can speak on the state of the gig economy, why don't they respect what you speak on with the state of the gig economy? Use that word respect in that.
I think part of it has to do, Robert, with the fact that I only drove for just under 4 months. Um, Even though I only drove for 4 months, like I mentioned in our initial interview, I believe it was last month, um, I learned a lot. And I've been an entrepreneur for over 15 years. So I have a lot of experience being self employed, being an independent contractor, et cetera. Right. So, and I've been on YouTube for a very long time, so I knew where to go to learn tips and tricks on how to be a better, DoorDash or Uber Eats driver or any type of gig app driver, right? We come out here for information because people are going to share their stories, right? So I learned a lot, and as I was driving, I started to realize, especially when it comes to DoorDash, how Mr. Tony Shu, we all love Tony Shu, right? Right. Hot facts. Tony
Mm-hmm.
Shu, CEO of DoorDash. I started to realize how he's taking advantage of us, how he's trying to manipulate us to take crappy orders, non-tipping orders, so that way we can earn the right to get higher paying orders. And I was like, what kind of crap is this? I'm an entrepreneur, self-employed. I'm not a W-2 employee, right? And then if you don't take some of these orders, you get penalized for it, you get ghost paused, and I'm like, this is absolutely ridiculous, right? So as I started to go through this myself and started to consume the gig economy content through Pedro Dordes Santiago and many other people on this platform, Richard Glitchard, Sin City Deliveries and all that. And even especially Brian, DoorDash sucks, Gig Apps Exposed and DoorDash Gig Economy Police. When I started to listen to what they were going through, which was very similar, that's what got me interested. And I wanted to connect with you guys to share my experiences and to also help you guys fight for better gig rights. Because here's the thing, just because I'm not driving right now doesn't mean I'm not going to ever use a gig app down the road. And Robert, I'm sure you can agree. I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but I'm thinking over the next 5 to 10 years, every single job is going to be a gig app job. Everything's going to the smartphone, right? Everything's going
Right,
digital,
right.
right? So if we don't lobby and fight for better rights now, artificial intelligence is going to make us app slaves, like Mr. Jeff Thomas Black says, despite the fact that he wants nothing more to do with me. It's okay. I still love you, Jeff. No big deal. But you're right. We are app slaves. And if we don't do something about that right now, we're going to be app slaves, globally. That's what's going to happen. AI is going to take over, and we're not going to have any rights. And we're going to be misclassified as independent contractors and being abused like W 2 slaves, right? We left the W 2
Right.
world to have the flexibility and freedom to work when we want and take orders that we want and take
Okay.
orders and jobs that we don't want. But now Tony Shu thinks he can have the best of both worlds. He can have
Let me
his
stop you there,
go ahead, go ahead,
Eli.
go ahead, go ahead. Sorry. Go
Eli.
ahead.
Let me stop you there because that is what the respect thing was. I want to get into that respect thing. You said something that resonates with. It doesn't matter what delivery driver out there, you resonate with that right there. But here is the thing: there is a channel out there that, I won't say the name, the channel's name.
Hmm.
They say that in that channel there, they speak about the difference between a W2 and a 1099, and they don't consider themselves gig workers. So now my thing is that if they are above us gig workers, Eli, what the hell are you doing? Eli, what the hell are you doing? Eli, what you doing? Okay, I got you.
Sorry, hold on a second, Robert. I'm a little bit tangled up here.
Stop moving in your seat and moving back and forth so the wire don't go in between the wheel.
I usually put the wire underneath. Hold on a second.
Yeah, no, I know what you did. You didn't ran over the wire a bunch of times. Eli, you can't sit still. I didn't know what you did. I know what you did. Welcome, Rantanol. Thank you for joining the support team. Thank you for your 199 there.
I gotta change this headset soon. I have a backup one, but I wear these down before I put a new one. These are for my walks normally. Sorry, Robert. Can you hear me now? Now I heard most of what you said about the respect and all, but continue. Sorry about that, bro.
No, I was talking about the respect thing that goes into you. You said some things that resonates with a lot of drivers out there who are driving right now.
Hmm.
Okay. Says Robert, you forgot to thank me. Well, thank you, Gabriela Luis Martinez. I thank you. I thank you for that 199 for joining on in. Thank you for doing that to
Hmm.
join in the chat.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Now, you said some things that resonates with a lot of delivery drivers out there, but the delivery drivers don't give you their respect. But then there is a community out there with a name of a person that you won't say and I won't say, but they're out there. They said that they speak about the difference between a 1099 and the W2. But for what we do in the gig world, we are all 1099s.
We are.
So I would like to do this. I would like to bridge the gap and show people how I can communicate with everyone. I would like to bridge this gap right here. How about I get 4 to 5 people on the gig world side, get 4 to 5 people on that side, and we talk about why do you think we are not worthy of being independent contractors, but you are? Why is it that we are gig and you are not? I would like to extend this to the channel. I'll say the name, Tammy. I'll give it to her, and anyone else that she wants to go ahead, go out there and give some things to, they can go ahead and join on up. We'll make it happen. But I would like to have some of the most outspoken gig content creators. Let them know that we run our own business. What makes us different from you? This is a problem that we have to deal with. We are all 1099, but they don't like us, and they say they're not gig and they don't like gig work and don't tag me in, but they're 1099s doing the same thing we are doing. So they will continue to get tagged because it's all gig work. But what is the difference to you, Eli, if their 1099 counts and ours don't? What is the difference? You run your own business.
Hmm.
Let us know how you feel about a 1099 and what makes you legit or what makes you flop.
Well, so here is the difference. Okay, a 1099 is an independent contract, IRS form. The most common one is 1099 miscellaneous, and there are several others, right? When you're running your own business, like running my business, I'm a sole proprietor. So I am a business owner. I'm not an independent contractor to my own business because it's my own business. Now I can hire independent contractors to do contractual work for me, and then I give them a 1099, and so that way, they have a form for taxes, and I have a form to report. We all have our forms to report to the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, right? So that's a 1099. There's a difference between a 1099 contractor and a business owner. So a business owner is a sole proprietor. It could be a limited liability company. It could be a corporation, incorporated. But typically, when people first start out, you're not going to pay the money and put the effort to get an LLC or even incorporate. And there are things you have to go through. So you're typically a sole proprietor. Um, are you're comparing it to other people that are running their own business from home and stuff, Robert? Is that what you're trying to compare it to? And Door
Well,
Dashers and all that?
well, I'm comparing it to everyone that has to file a 1099. Everyone. What makes it so that your 1099 is different from someone else doing a 1099? What makes your 1099 different? Now, this is why I want to do this. For every gig content creator out there that has said that they represent the gig world. They want to represent us to the fullest. This will be your opportunity to explain to other people who do a 1099 that feel you are beneath them. I want Tammy to bring their side on. She said that they speak on W-2s and the difference with 1099s. So I would like to have them say that why they're different from us, and we go ahead and tell them this would be the largest of the debates. From we're all the same, but there's a difference. I want to know what makes us second class and makes them first class, but
Okay,
we are all 1099.
I've got the answer for you, Robert, and it's plain and simple. Okay, that woman you're talking about, I don't talk about it, but I'll share my thoughts about it here because you
Whoa,
asked.
whoa, 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 Eli, look, forget about her. Just a question. What makes other people think that their 1099 makes our 1099, like subhuman?
Okay,
Why
it's
is it that?
there's no difference. What I'm saying is that it's what this woman is doing to try to get attention and clicks on YouTube. She's just stirring the pot, Robert. That's all she's doing. All I'm saying is that a 1099 is a 1099. We are technically 1099 independent contractors with DoorDash, even though they treat us like W-2 employees with all these BS, programs. Acceptance rate matters, Top Dasher matters. You need 50% for higher paying orders. If you want first priority to higher paying orders, you need another 20% to go to 70%. Yeah, it's all a bunch of crap. But at the end of the day, crap or no crap, we are classified as independent contractors, and that is no different than any other independent contract job. Now, there are many different types of contractual jobs. You can be a plumber and be a contractor. You can be, a contractor for DoorDash and Uber Eats. You can be a freelance writer, and that's a contractor right there. Oh, that's not a contract. That you're doing your own work. You're freelancing. Unless you're doing it for somebody else, then you're a contractor, right? Um, a contractor is a contractor, and it doesn't matter what anyone else says. If they're saying, well, I'm a contractor and I am a contractor for a law firm. Okay, that doesn't make you any better than a contractor from DoorDash because we probably make the same amount of money, and if not, it doesn't matter. It's all about these people trying to belittle uh, other people on YouTube to get clicks and to get attention on them. That's all I think this boils down to, Robert. Is just attention seeking people and clicks because a contract's a contract. That's all.
Right,
There are many
right.
types of contracts, Robert.
Right, right. And the best thing about America is that as long as you have a signed contract, you are a business in America. As long as someone signs in America, that is all you need, and can't no one go dispute what you got going on. I got something good for you, Eli.
Hmm.
Now, I want to talk about, you know, the other people that came over. And the reason why I spoke to you about the 1099s was because the other community, they said that we don't like gig work, but that's what they do, but they don't realize. So that's why I want to go ahead and get that in. And I said that they are community killers, because if they would have came into our community, in the gig world community, if they would have came in and watched some videos, they would have seen that we are 1099. We do what they do. We get up and work. Now, there was a couple of days ago, one of the people said, well, I'm inviting you to my show, Robert. Why aren't you here? It was 7 a.m. in California. Now, as a gig worker, I don't think they know that we get up in the morning so that we can do our gig, so that we are starting earlier. But this may be one of the big misconceptions of them and us. Maybe they are lazier 1099s and we are
Mm-hmm.
more proactive
Okay.
1099s. You know, they kept saying, well, it's 8:30 now. I'm pretty sure you're moving around. Yeah, but I'm not on YouTube all day. I got to go out and do regular stuff. So maybe the 1099s that they don't understand what we do. So I want to know about from you, how important is it if you go into another community that you learn what the community is before you speak about what it is?
The difference, Robert. Here's the thing. There there is no difference. Um, I think, again, this all boils down to people trying to do whatever they can to get clicks by getting it by doing whatever they can to get attention on YouTube. That's what this woman is doing. This all boils down to this one woman that has come out here, and I don't know a whole lot about her. And quite frankly, I don't wish any harm upon her or anyone. She just likes to stir the pot because that's the way she gets her attention, right? Um, it just boils down to being ignorant, right? She comes out and talks like she knows all the business laws and knows all this and that. But her behavior on YouTube, she attacks people, she defames their character assassinates people. She, she's just, um, I don't know. I don't know what to say. She just the way she does things is just asinine and crazy. So,
Right,
how am I
right,
supposed to believe in someone or accept someone's advice that behaves in that way? And then they flip it and say, "Oh, Coach Eli's the bad guy. He's a domestic violence abuser. He doesn't know what he's talking about. This and that." No, I got all my ducks in a row, and I'm here on a professional interview in a professional environment, speaking clearly. So, Robert, again, a contractor is a contractor, right? And it doesn't matter what you do. There's no shame in doing gig work. Okay, I did it for almost 4 months. I had no shame in doing it. I even posted content on my main channel when I did it. I did some videos to share my experiences because I was pissed off, Robert. When I started getting these crappy orders, and then my acceptance rate started to go down, and I started to realize the games that Tony Shu and DoorDash play. And then I started to compare it to the videos I was watching through you guys out here on YouTube. I was like, I got to get involved because I'm feeling the way you guys are feeling, and I've been an entrepreneur and self-employed for over 15 years. So I understand this stuff at a far greater level than most people do, and I feel I can shed some light on it. So
yeah. I
that's
go back to 2007.
oh wow.
I've been I've been 1099 since 2007. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, they got to understand that stuff. Now, I want to get into this with you. Now, you said defamation of character. I want to bring up Torp right now, because Torp had something going on to where he said a guy by the name of Necros getting bags. He said Necro's name wrong, mistakenly, and it was a mistake. I do talk to text when I do my thing, and it said deformation instead of defamation. But when you watch the actual live, I am saying defamation, not deformation. But Torp said, well, Reese, what are you doing? You're making you don't know what deformation is? Torp, I spoke, talk to text, and it put it in by itself. That was not me typing it in. Now, Torp, you said necro accidentally wrong. And when you said necro accidentally wrong or accidentally wrong, they castrated you, Torp. So I guess, did I top you, Torp, or it is what it is. So Torp, don't say nothing else to me because the computer actually put it in. It was my fault for not double checking. I just hit send, but I did not type that in. But Torp actually said himself the thing wrong, and that's how it went. Now I want to talk about these gatekeepers. You got Mr. Flex over there, right? New
Yeah.
channel, new everything. He's talking about you, talking about me, talking about everybody in their granny in their panties, everybody that's eating popcorn and eating chicken. He's
Yeah.
doing all of that, right?
Yeah.
But he's bringing in the people from that community, and I'm trying to figure out how come he did not realize that they do 1099s, not W2s, which means that now Mr. Flex can talk to them about gig work because that's what they do. Now, if Flex talks to them about gig work, are they gonna leave, Eli, and say, don't talk to us about that gig work?
Um.
Oh,
Okay.
oh yeah,
So
Eli, stay a little focused, man.
I am focused. I got to check my cameras every now and then. So regarding flex and talking gig work with this new audience, I'm trying to understand the question
All
you're
right, well
asking.
let me
I heard
All
what
right,
you
well,
said.
let me go. Well, let me go ahead. I got you here. Mr. Flex has adopted the other community, right? The
Hmm.
other community says that they don't like gig work. They talk about the difference between W-2s and 1099s. Flex is a gig worker, correct?
Yes, he is.
So since Flex is a gig worker, do you put this in Flex's book to go ahead and talk gig worker to them? And if they don't like gig work, are they going to stop talking to Flex because he's a gig working, speaking about gig work, and they do 1099s? Are they going to leave him alone because he's talking about gig work, or are they going to keep talking to him?
All
What do
right,
you think?
you're talking about the audience he's amassed
I'm
through
talking
this.
about Tammy. I'm talking about Tammy and that other group. They
Hmm.
told me today, Tammy told me today that they speak about on her channel the difference between a W-2 and 1099s. They say they don't like gig work. They don't do gig work, but they do 1099s. Flex does gig work 1099. If Flex speaks to them now that he knows that they do 1099s about gig work, are they going to leave the gig community and leave us alone? Is that
Well,
what's going to happen?
well, Robert, that's a great question, and here's a simple answer to it. These people are only here for one reason. They're here to troll and attack me and to use my name and my likeness to make money. There's been a huge these creators I was telling you earlier when I was talking about the $500,000 loss. These creators initially years ago they created the Coach Eli Hate Clan. The people I was banning, they reached out to them and brought them all together behind the scenes in discords, and they created this Coach Eli Hate Mob Attack group. So there's a market there for Coach Eli Hate content that's gone from creator to creator to creator. Okay, once one creator burns it out with their audience, the next one takes it over, and then the next one takes it over, and that's all that this woman is doing. And they're doing. These people have absolutely no interest in the gig economy. They have no interest in flex driving. The only interest they
But
have.
they do 1099s. They do it. They do 1099s, which means that
What ten ninety nines
they
do
are
they do?
actually doing gig work. They're
What
actually
what
that's my problem there, Eli. If Flex now, since now I know Flex, you are watching this. They do gig work, Flex. They do 1099s, and they talk about the difference between employee W2 and 1099, which makes it now that Flex and everybody else over there, you guys should have questions to them on what makes us different from you. So since they're going to talk about we don't like gig work, are they going to stop talking to people in the gig world, or do they want to do a debate on why you guys are 1099s and why we are not? How about we make both communities come together and make that debate happen? How about we do it?
well, Robert, here's the thing. If that's what you want to do, no problem. I
You ain't got to
honest
do it.
I
You ain't
honestly
got to
want.
do it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. With all due respect, I will always support you and the people in this actual gig economy community. When it comes to those people on the other side, including that lady and anyone that follows her and other people she does panels with, I want nothing to do with them. Period.
Right.
End of story. The bottom
Right.
line is they are not here for the right reasons. They're trying to make it sound like they're here for the right reasons to justify their actions and to try to make me look like a lunatic. And I'm not falling for that. That's all these people try to do. They try to paint you as the victim, or as the criminal. They try to paint you, or not paint, frame you. They try to frame you as the bad person to cover up the actual bullshit they're doing. That's all it boils down to, Robert.
What
That's
if
all.
it was someone else? What if it was someone else, not them? How would your answer change?
My answer would not change, Robert, because
Okay.
the bottom line is we're on YouTube, right? And everyone
Right.
wants to grow on YouTube. Everyone wants super chats, super stickers, ad revenue, memberships. People talk smack about creators that want to make money, yet they're doing the same thing that they're talking smack about. That's called being a hypocrite, Robert. And we have a lot of hypocrites out here, right? And that's all it boils down
Right.
to, right? So we're on
Right.
YouTube. So people are going to do things that are going to get them the most traction, regardless of whatever expense it costs someone else. But they're going to try to mask the bad shit they're doing, right? And pin that on the innocent person, like you and I in this situation. You and I didn't deserve what we got from this other woman. We didn't deserve any of that. But we're not going to let it affect us. But again, we didn't deserve that, right? It's all a big game. That's all it is. This is a big game. These people they're not here for the right reasons. They don't care about this community. They don't care about any of us. They don't. They really
Right.
don't. They don't. Period. End of story
Yeah.
on that. You know?
Yeah. They're in for themselves. They're in for themselves to do their own thing.
Yeah.
Thank you for being able to speak and do
Hmm.
all of that. Now I
Yeah.
know that you got a big interview tomorrow. And it's gonna
Hmm.
be with Hannibal and Pedro, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be on the Pedro and Hannibal channel tomorrow at 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. Yeah.
All right. Now, with that interview there, a lot of people don't know that. Eli, I would like to say this: when they turned you down and said no, we're not going to talk to this guy. You know what made them say that we want to? Do you know what that was?
No, tell me about it, Robert.
Well, this is our fourth interview, and you being involved and what's going on, they have no choice but to see that whatever someone says, I'm going to ask you the questions, and they have nothing else to say. So now they want to go ahead and ask you questions and bring you on there. Chances are they're going to ask you about Don and try to talk to you about why you do these certain things.
Hmm.
But I'm pretty sure from our four interviews now and conversations right now, you are going to be well handled to handle them. You're going to be able to handle them very well.
Yeah.
But my thing is, from you, what was it to you that made you think that why do they want to talk to me after they turn me down? But they know they've seen you on Hot Facts so many times. Did you think about that at all?
I did. And here's the thing, Robert. It all boils down to one thing. Okay. At the end of the day, there are a bunch of wannabe YouTubers and part-time YouTubers and people that do YouTube as a hobby. You and I, Pedro and Hannibal, we do YouTube at a professional level. So the bottom line is love him or hate him. And I don't hate those guys. I don't hate anybody. What I'm saying is they run professional channels whether we agree with what they do or not, and I don't agree with everything that Pedro's done or Hannibal's done. I've made mistakes, Robert. We've all made mistakes. I don't agree with everything that you've done. I agree with a lot of it, and I'm getting to know you. But what I'm saying is that at the end of the day, we're professional YouTube channels. We're real YouTube channels. We're all monetized. I don't know if Hannibal got his monetization back. I know Pedro got his back, right? And so and look, we've all amassed a decent audience compared to most of the other channels, right? So and at the end of the day, we're also good speakers. You're a good public speaker, Robert. I do public speaking. Pedro does public speaking. Hannibal speaks well, right? Why would I not want to work with those people? So that's the reason why I want to do a show with them and see where it goes. It may lead to something, it may not, right? But it's definitely worth a shot. And at the end of the day, I also like the fact that Pedro enjoys personal development. When Pedro's on point and he's not getting upset, about gig work or trying to make fluffer nutter, gig content. When he's doing the motivational stuff, he's on point. He's a very motivational and inspiring guy. Love him or hate him, it doesn't matter. I can see it in his heart and soul that he really. Go ahead, Robert. Robert's like,
You did Fluffer Nutter. You did Fluffer
oh,
Nutter.
there was a
You
fluffer nutter
know,
that got you. There was a fluffer nutter that
yeah,
got you.
you did Fluffer Nutter. You said Fluffer Nutter. That gives me a little bit.
It does.
That gives me. I
I
tried to
forgot,
hold it
Robert.
down, but I tried to hold it down. I did not bust up this time. I was a little bit more reserved than the last time. Maybe the next time it happens, I won't show no face and do that. You know what I mean? But my thing is this now. Now I got
Hmm.
Fluffer Nutter out the way. Hold up, wait. Let me get the last littles out. Let me
Okay.
get the last littles out. Let me get the last littles out.
When you're, let me know when you're done because I have more to say about this real quick before we go to the next question. Okay.
All right, no. We're still on the same question. It's just the fluffer nutter thing. What did you think? What did you think when they were like, "Hey, Eli, we want to have you on"? Like, what was your first reaction after everything has transpired? What was your first reaction to them like reaching out to you to wanting to get you on? What was your reaction?
Well, my first reaction was they're going to try to get me on there and ambush me, with people coming on or the chat, and they're going to ask all these crazy questions. Because here's the thing, Robert, not trying to rehash this, but those videos that we talked about in the past where I said those hateful things, I was ambushed on those panels. I was set up. Ultimately, I take responsibility for what I said, and I apologize again for that. But I was set up by those
Well,
creators.
wait. Let's do this the official hot facts way.
Okay.
I want you, I want you to do it like this, Eli, because you went ahead and did it right there on your own cue. Here's how you do this. Do not say if you felt that way or anything. Just apologize for those people right now on Hot Facts because this is going to be on it's on the podcast. So just go ahead and just apologize to those people right now so that they cannot say it ever again because it's on Hot Facts and if anyone wants to hear it, they can come back to this interview and this conversation and hear it again. Just apologize to those people one last time and do it in a way that they will not be upset with you. Because it does not matter what you say, Eli. They always find something to be upset with you about. Do it in a way to where they will not be upset. And let's walk over this bridge together.
Yeah, I sincerely apologize to your audience and any other audience, past, present, or in the future. I mean, look, I said some things in the heat of the moment. I was ambushed on a panel, and you were asking, what I first felt when I was offered to go on the panel of Pedro and Hannibal. I felt like they were going to try to pull the same thing that these guys did in the past. But go ahead, Robert. Were you
Oh
going to
no,
say
you're all
something?
right. Go.
Okay,
No.
basically after um, watching a few of their shows on the replay, I would skim through, and then I started watching most of them because I wanted to really get a better feel. And I reached out to them, right? And let me tell you something: Hannibal is actually a really good dude. I got to say this. I got to be real. I got to keep it 100. Okay. Hannibal is actually a very intelligent, very professional, very literate man. And for me, look, I'm not trying to be overly critical on literacy, Robert, but we have a our literacy rate here in the U.S. We have issues. We need to really focus more on education, and we need to start by paying our teachers more and finding a way to make the system better because our education system sucks,
Well,
right?
let me make a comment on that.
Okay.
Mr. Flex said this. He said that when I spoke about the bus boycott and everything, he said I don't I never learned the same things you learned in school and I did not want to. But then he's playing the rap songs with Big L and all the East Coast rappers, and I listened to that. So if those guys paid attention in English class, that's how they're able to write to get those jobs. They did that, but he did not listen to any of the other positive black people out there. And then he listens to all the rap. So I get what you're saying because the real Langston Hughes out there, he did not listen to. He wanted to listen to the dude rapping for a quarter outside the liquor store. So I understand what you're saying. If I listen to the Langston Hughes, my vocabulary is going to be a whole lot greater than the guy just rapping all day
Yeah.
who don't even go to class. Plain and simple. I got you.
Yeah, and and Robert, here's the thing. Like I treat everyone equally, but here's the thing. I want to pay Hannibal a big compliment here, sincerely, and I'll tell him tomorrow on the show, because a lot of people are saying, "Oh, you're just there for Pedro. You don't care about Hannibal and this and that." And quite honestly, I'll say this: I actually have a grown, huge respect for Hannibal. No disrespect to you, Pedro, but my respect for Hannibal is at a greater level than my respect for you. I'm not saying I don't respect you, Pedro, but Hannibal's communication, his emails are on point. The spelling, the
Much better than what Pedro has.
oh,
I would like
oh,
to have
oh,
Pedro.
amen.
I would like to have Pedro in on the what makes us as gig workers
Hmm.
the same as your 1099 over them. I would love to have Pedro on that. But
Hmm.
what you were saying, the communication skills that Hannibal has, um, you know, Hannibal has that. Pedro does not. He
He
does not.
he's a
I
very
get
intelligent
that
man.
from you,
Hannibal's very intelligent, very intelligent.
but they are a tandem on that show, so
Hmm.
you're gonna deal with both of them.
Oh
So
yeah.
it's a win-win. I told my wife earlier this morning. I said that well, Eli is starting his tour. He appears on Hot Facts. He's gonna go on Hannibal and he's gonna go on Pedro and Hannibal. I'm pretty sure someone else is gonna want to go ahead and have you on then. But they got to understand they don't understand you how Hot Facts does. And we
Hmm.
go get these interviews in. But I love the circuit that you are going to be getting onto because it shows that whoever says that you are not what you are, I was so glad to see it on the GCN or GNA network yesterday when they said that we watch them no matter what. That means you have a draw. When you have a draw, you'll go anywhere, they will follow. I am just trying to be the correspondent to actually get in there and interview you and get your work in, put that on podcast. So ain't none of this lost. That's
Hmm.
my whole role here. The other people are starting to realize that there is something there. Whether we like it or not, there's
Hmm.
something there that we like and we will. Why do you think Pedro and Hannibal want to do something? It's something there that they see that is beneficial for them. Now, I
Hmm.
want to ask you this. What do you expect to come on their interview tomorrow?
Well, let's keep it real, Robert. Here's the thing. First of all, I do appreciate the opportunity here with you and the opportunity with Pedro and Hannibal, regardless of what either you or them feel you're going to get out of having me on the show. Because obviously, look, you're not going to waste your time yourself, and they're not going to waste their time if they feel they're not going to get something out of it, whether it's views, whether it's monetized playbacks, super chats, super stickers, whatever. Where
Hold
you
up,
and
Eli. Hold up. I'm looking at messages. I think I gotta go change my Nightbot defaults. I think he going overboard right now. I ain't never heard TFT say. I think Nightbot's going a little bit ridiculous right now. I ain't
well,
never heard TFT. I ain't touched Nightbot. It's all on the defaults. So that's Nightbot doing his thing. I'm gonna go ahead and fix that. Sorry, you guys. I ain't never heard my deputy TFT. And Tammy and all you guys that thought that TFT didn't know about Eli, he's been in Eli's chats. He's been watching. TFT went in there to ask you guys some questions and see what you guys thought. And you guys said maybe you need to go ahead and watch Eli. TFT watches him. TFT is my deputy. So I hope you guys know that maybe you need to pay attention to the gig world. Um, that's all I'm saying on there. But I do apologize for Nightbot. Nightbot messed this up, and Eli, you were in mid sentence and Nightbot went ahead and did that. That was my
mhm.
fault. I didn't change none of them, Eli. The floor is yours. The
Oh,
floor is yours, Eli. Keep going. The floor is yours. That
no
was
worry,
Nightbot's fault.
no worries, Robert. So, um, here's the thing. Obviously, people want to get something out of it, and look, I'd be lying to you if I didn't want to get something out of it. But here's the thing: for me, when I go on someone else's channel, as a guest, I don't expect anything from being there. What that does is it gives any guest an exposure opportunity. The more you do the tour, like you said, the more exposure you get, more people find out about you, right? And so if there's one or two people in this community or in any community, and they're going from channel to channel to channel, and they're doing a bunch of interviews, it's gonna stir up some noise, and people are gonna tune in and say, "Who the hell is this guy? He's always on this, different channel, maybe saying the same thing, but he's on. Everyone has him on his channel. Who is this guy?" Then they go to your channel. They may subscribe or not, but a lot of them will. And then they may check out the live stream, and they might become a member or donate or whatever. That's the way it works. That's the way the world works. It's called networking. And I used to do it in person. That's why my business is called January Networking Association, or GNA for short. Um, Now, as far as what I feel they want to get out of that show tomorrow, do you want me to give you a specific on that for Pedro and
Yeah,
Hannibal?
you Well, yeah, because here's the thing. We went over the 500K. We went over the state of the gig world. I want to get on to you with the Glitz Gate and how that's going to be playing on
Hmm.
out a little
Yeah.
bit more. Chances are they're going to be watching this to not repeat the same things. But here's where originality and original content comes into you doing your thing.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm going to get into another person's name, but how do you think they're going to do? Because I'm going to ask you about Torp also, and like really ask you about Torp. And how do you think that, I know they're watching this. They're going to have to come up with completely different questions about everything else. The only thing they might have is about you and Don. We went over that. You explained that. What do you think they're going to have for you as far as a question, especially when they put you down on how you don't know much? Now, me myself, I have said that Eli has not done this much gig work, but he has a place for what he does speak about. They have said all trash. So, how do they bounce back from saying that to come into interview? And how long do you think your interview is going to be? Do you think it's going to be 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour? How long do you think you're going to be up there with them?
That's a good question, Robert. And I mean, I can only guess, but I think it's going to be anywhere from 60 to 90 minutes. And I think what's going to happen is a lot of questions will be, repeated. I mean, there's only so much to talk about. But again, when you go like on a, for example, when a professional recording artist goes on tour, they go on tour to different locations doing the same exact show, right? So it's going to be the same thing. The difference on YouTube is anyone can tune in, and if it's from the same community, they've
Hold up,
already seen it.
Eli,
Go ahead.
Eli,
Yeah,
hold
yeah,
up.
yeah.
We got a comment there. He said they're not gonna come with this buddy buddy softball style HF for hot facts. Well, I'm gonna tell you this. If you don't understand how to communicate and deal with certain people, it's not called buddy buddy style. It's working with someone because you have figured out how to work together. It's not buddy buddy style. It's making the job get complete and done. That's not what it is. Then on top of that, they're gonna have to ask certain questions to make sure that they're not going to push him over to make him leave, which makes them have to go ahead and watch Hot Facts interviews, every single one that I have had with him, because I have more interviews with him than anybody else in the whole YouTube space, which means that it's not a buddy buddy system. I know how to speak and communicate. Now, Eli will speak and tell you what he wants to say and speak his mind because I will let him. If you say it's buddy buddy, that's you. To me, I call that great communication. How about you, Eli?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, Robert. I honestly, I don't think.
They think they're gonna railroad you. They think they're gonna railroad you. That's what they think.
I mean, they may try to make it a little fun for their audience. I expect, but see, Robert, I expect that. I've done interviews even longer than I've been on YouTube. I used to do podcasting. I've done in person public speaking. I've dealt with a lot of criticism and stuff. So I'm
But
not.
Pedro wants to fight you, Eli. Pedro said he will go to San Francisco. So how do you prepare for someone? You got Hannibal is supposed to be the reasonable one, right? But
Yeah.
Pedro wants to be angry Pedro with the hoodie on and attack you. How are you prepared to handle Pedro cutting Hannibal off to go at you? How are you prepared for that?
You know what, Robert? Great question. I don't think he's going to do that. You want to know why? I want to show people how good my intuition and instinct is. Okay. I read people very well, and you do the same thing, Robert. That's why we've gotten to know each other and we get along. We can do this because we're reasonable people that have very good instinct. And typically, intuition is more of a feminine thing. Women's intuition. You've heard of that, but
Yeah,
I
but
think
we're cognitive.
well,
We are
yes.
cognitive.
Right, exactly. But what I like to call it, Robert, is we have the male version of women's intuition, which most guys don't have. That gives us a huge advantage, Robert, because we can get a read on people that most other people can't, right? And so my read on Pedro is above and beyond what other people see in him. I started to watch him not for his, well, I did for his good content, but I liked his motivational Wednesday streams that he's doing again. When I was driving, I used to look forward to those Wednesday motivational hour streams because that's when he was calm, that's when he was inspirational, motivational. And when you're on the road and you're stuck in traffic, and you're trying to deliver an order, right? Or you're sitting in a parking lot waiting for an order at your hotspot and you're pissed off, you want to hear some good positive stuff, right? To uplift you, right? So I related to Pedro in that way. And I honestly think Pedro deep down inside, besides when he gets frustrated and besides the content he created, the fluffer content, I know that word kind of makes you crack up. I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he is a good dude that's been through a lot, that's had some, anger issues. We've all had. When I was younger, I had some anger issues, but those anger issues were at myself. I didn't love myself when I was younger. And until I started to love myself, as I got older, those anger monkeys deep within me were going to prevent me from accomplishing what I wanted to accomplish in life, right? And so I think with Pedro, I think Pedro actually isn't he I think he's actually a good guy that is
You think
misunderstood.
he's going to be the opposite of what everybody else says. You think
Yeah.
he's going to be the complete opposite of what everybody else says is what if Pedro is going to be the opposite of what you think, what if Hannibal comes at you the other way? Are you prepared for that?
Yeah, and honestly, here's the thing. Either way, it doesn't matter how they come at me because I can go on there with my head up high. It's there. I mean, look, the people that are going to be watching this show, there will be a few new people, but most people watching this are going to be people that have known me for a while. People that love me, people that don't love me, or people that are neutral in the middle, right? So the bottom line is, there really is going to be no shock factor, regardless how this goes. I think the main thing here is, will I show up or not? That's what people are saying. Will I show up or not? And again, the
Don't be scared. Go there, stick your chest out like a
yeah,
chicken hawk. Yeah, yeah. Tell
but
them people
Robert,
to eat your bird poop.
right? But Robert, real quick, you mentioned that Pedro fake threat. Listen, if I like I said on my streams in the past, if I had a penny for every time I had someone made a threat on me or about me on YouTube or towards me on YouTube, I'd be a millionaire. That what Pedro did, see you in San Francisco, that was a fake threat for views. That was an entertainment threat. I sat there, Robert. You can watch that replay. I sat there and I had no emotion because it's like, dude, you're trying to come at me and I've been experienced. I've had this done to me so many times. I already knew what you were doing before you did it. So here's the thing, Robert. When you're experienced, when you've been the one good thing about going through everything I've been through out here on YouTube, being severely trolled and defamed and all that crap, right? Is you learn how to handle it. You learn to foresee the future of what other creators may do, and you're prepared for it either way. You understand what I'm saying? So me going on there tomorrow night, regardless of how it goes, if Hannibal is civil and Pedro isn't, or if Pedro is civil and Hannibal isn't, or if they both go back and forth, I'll just sit there and be like, yeah, whatever, it's all good, guy. I mean,
It's all
yeah,
good.
it is
It's
what it
all
is. It
good.
is it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Yeah.
All right. Well, let me ask you this. We
Okay.
got this guy Torp,
Oh yeah.
and Torp has said some things about you. He said some things about Jeff Thomas Black. He said some things
Mhm.
about Glitch Dash. He said things about whoever he wants to say about. He says these things, but he doesn't do much research. He was talking crap about me, and when he saw me in there, he said, "Oh, Hotfax is here. Oh, I made a mistake, and I said this and that." Torp, don't run around, stick your chest out, and say you said that about me. That's why he's a punk to me. Now, to you, this guy has been coming in, and he played a certain way. He said that I can't believe that Reese effed me up with his thing with Eli, like what is this? But we have said it over and over again. You should understand this is our fourth interview. There's gonna be more, but
Oh
he's
yeah.
looking down on you and talking crap. What is it about Torp that he talks crap about you and that he don't get what I get? And what do you want to say back to Torp for opening his big mouth and making no sense about certain things?
Well, let me start off by saying this. Another great question, Robert. They're all good, man. But Robert, I know you know this. You know what mental instability is, right, Robert? Mental instability surrounds us not only in this world, but half of YouTube has some form of mental instability, right? And so when you're, and I say this respectfully, I'm not trying to criticize people. I'm laughing because I mean, it really isn't a laughing matter, but it's just that's what it is, right? You got a guy like Torp, with all due respect, I've said it before. I think he's mentally ill to a certain capacity because you can't sit there on one
I think
hand.
he sniffs glue. I think he sniffs glue, and he loves to sit on tacks.
Maybe
So,
so, maybe so,
all right.
maybe so, Robert. That could be true. We can speculate, right? But you know,
His
I
his
go,
nostril hairs actually go down to his chest. I don't think you've seen that in the video.
I have
I've
not.
seen them come out and grow like Pinocchio's nose. His nose won't do it, but his nostril hairs will.
Wow.
And he snorts when it happens. So I'm just saying, all right, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. No more,
Oh,
Torp. 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 No more. I'm not gonna diss you anymore, Torp. I'm not gonna diss you anymore, Torp. I'm not gonna do it. Um, but you need advocates to do your math. And I'm gonna leave that there, and I'm gonna take you back to Speak and Spell or See and Sell from 1978. And I'm gonna leave it there, Torp. Done. Eli, I got them all out. I'm done.
well, I mean, I have a little more to say about it. If you want my input, it's up to you.
No, go ahead. I want your input.
Well, my input is this: I don't hate Torp. I think it's just kind of odd to me that when I came in this community when I started driving last year in the middle of December of 2022, and I stayed in it. Even after I stopped driving, I kept watching the videos because I knew that the gig world is eventually going to take over. Every job's going to a gig job in the near future. So, being the coach I am, and I am the type of guy that I fight for what I believe in, and I have a lot of Jeff Thomas Black within me. I'm a very similar person. I'm willing to fight the fight, but I can't fight the fight alone. So when I was introduced with Torp, when I was introduced with I first reached out to Brian because I really liked Brian a lot. His content resonated with me. He's a good guy. And I like it when he calls people a shyster. He's pretty funny when he does that. But Brian introduced me to Jeff Thomas Black, and then I met Glitch Dash, Thomas Schubeck, and then I was introduced to Torp, and then Uber Jeep AZ Jeff, and we all became like this group of cool people that really care about the driver's rights. Okay, yes, some of us have monetized channels, some of us are making money, some of them are not. But what we all had in common is we were here for the best overall interest of everyone. And see, Torp all of a sudden started to flip out when my trolls and haters started to get to him, and he started to see his numbers go up. He
Yes.
started to see his views go up, and he's like, "Oh shit, I'm getting 300 to 400 views a video now, where before I was getting 200. Why is that happening?" And the first time he started doing it, I called him out. I said, "Look, Torp, I really don't want to talk about you because I don't want to waste my breath on negativity. But I'm just going to call it what you're doing. You have to continue talking about me every damn day and tagging me in to get those 400 views from the Coach Eli haters. The moment you stop talking about me is the moment that your views drop to 200, 150, 100, or even less than 100, right? Yet, you're sitting there criticizing Robert Reese's channel. Come on, dude. Come on, Torp. You don't have a leg to
Well,
stand on.
well, Eli, let me go ahead and say this. Torp,
Yeah.
I hope you're listening, Torp.
Oh, he
I
is.
have almost 2,600 videos, Torp. So when you say that I don't get no views, Torp, all of my videos get views every single day. That equals into my daily count that I get every single day. So
Mm-hmm.
when you say no one watches my videos, I get views every single day.
Mm-hmm.
I have some views that spark and hit, some views stay dormant, some views go up. I have so many videos, Torp, that no matter what, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, Torp, and the millions are gonna come. And quit mispronouncing and saying that Reese says he has 1 million. No, I said I got 14 million total social media, just about 4 million here on YouTube, Torp. So don't ever miss say that again. Don't ever do it again. And quit saying simulcast. And I'm gonna do a critique. And please use updated terminology because many of the kids will throw eggs at you. That's what I'm saying,
Right,
Torp.
Robert. Robert, here's the funny thing. If you have, I'm sure you've noticed this because you and I are very intuitive people. Have you noticed Torp's changed his tune? He never used to do reaction videos until my haters, started to infiltrate his channel and started giving him those extra,
He's
views.
trying to take all your trolls.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
trying to take all your trolls. But here's what
yeah.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I said, if you want to troll Eli, Eli is here right now. He's on Hot Facts. They'll go troll you and do whatever for free, but
Mm-hmm.
they don't want to pay to do it. So I kept them at bay. I
Mm-hmm.
kept them at bay. And if you really got something to say, now Eli is the time. Because we gonna talk about the future right now. What's your future? After this, we're gonna look at some questions that people write in, and we're going to answer those together.
Okay.
And we're going to do them together. So, right now, we're going to get this, people. This segment gets into, thank you, TFT, for letting them know this will happen. What's the future for Eli from now? And then we're going to get into some comments from the people out there who have paid their $1.99 so they can ask.
Yeah, thanks, Robert. Thanks again. The future for me is this. Like I've been saying all along, and I've said a few times already on the show, I believe the majority of jobs are going to go by way of smartphone apps, meaning they're going to be gig apps. They're going to be controlled by AI, artificial intelligence. And if we don't do something to change these laws to better protect us from artificial intelligence, AI, we're going to be app slaves, like Jeff Thomas Black says. Jeff Thomas Black hit the nail on the head with that. Jeff Thomas Black brought this to the forefront. And Jeff, I never had a problem with you, so I don't know why you gave up on me, but that's all good, dude. I'm still here and I'm still going to help in any way that I possibly can. So my future in this community is to fight for the future of not only gig workers that are here now, but future gig workers, because we're all going to be gig workers one day. Now, you can still have your own business, and all, but any job that is not a sole proprietor, okay? Like what I do with the coaching here and stuff, anything outside of that is going to be gig work. So I want to help fight get these laws on track. And that's the first thing. Another thing, yeah, I really want to continue helping to motivate and inspire people because regardless of what you do, Robert, whether it's gig work, whether it's being a sole proprietor, running your own business for whatever it is, or working for somebody, in the corporate world, right? Or if you're an athlete or whatever, motivation and inspiration is extremely important. Personal development,
Mm-hmm.
working on yourself, finding out who you really are, finding out what your purpose is extremely important, right? And a lot of people don't understand that. I didn't understand that until I hit my early to mid 30s, Robert. And had I had the technology and information, I grew up in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. We were the pioneers of technology. But the
There was a
technology
lot
that
of crack out there too, man. It was a lot.
well,
It was a lot of crack out there, Eli.
oh,
You know the Bay
oh,
Area.
I
It was
know.
all, yeah. No, Eli, you can't hide that.
No,
Technology, high technology means that they was, it was high power drugs out there too.
oh,
Them
they're
those
still
chemists were doing that.
they're still there,
Yeah.
Robert. They're still there. But here's the thing: what I'm saying is that I wish that when I was younger, in my teens and 20s, I had the technology we have today. We had technology, but it had not advanced to what we're doing here today. Robert, we're live on YouTube doing an interview.
Yeah, but we were playing the Oregon Trail. We were playing the Oregon Trail and shooting
Okay.
squirrels and bears.
Well, that okay, fair enough. But what I'm saying, Robert, is that these kids nowadays have information at their fingertips. They have everything at their fingertips through the internet and their smartphone. And if they use the technology the proper way, they can become extremely successful and happy people, right? And that's what I want to do. I want to help inspire and motivate our youth to learn to better use technology in positive ways, to learn things and to, get further ahead sooner than I did, right? So that's another thing that, I'm looking forward to the future. But I love this community. I love the people here in the gig world. Do I plan on also expanding to other communities? Absolutely, but I will always remain a part of this community. And Robert, as long as you want to follow my story and all this, I will always be supportive of you. I'll be here. But I don't know. Does that answer?
We good, Eli.
Yeah,
We are good with that. That's one love from right here.
yeah.
That's one love from right here. I will always be here to go ahead and get that. I got a question before we open it up to people who want to go ahead and ask some questions. Um, this is my personal question, me myself. How do you feel when people say they want to send you death threats and beat you up and fight you? How do you take those?
Um, first of all, dude,
Because right now they hit me with like four death threats, and I'm like, wow, I got death threats. So I know that they sent those to you. So I'm like, let me ask Eli how he deals with that. How are you dealing with these people and these death threats?
before I answer that, Robert, and thanks again for asking that. You were saying one love a second ago, right?
Yeah.
You were speaking Bob Marley language, right? One love, let's get together and feel
Be
all
one
the right, right, right.
love,
I had to make sure we're on the same page, Robert. Okay,
one love.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob, legendary man. Anyway, he's the king of ganja too.
You forgot what you were gonna say, huh?
No, no, I didn't forget what I was going to say. No,
Okay, let's hear it.
the death threats, the death.
Yes.
You
Go ahead.
my short term memory, Robert, is not too bad actually. So it's all good. Um, so initially, when I got my first death threat on YouTube, it scared the shit out of me, Robert. It did. I'm not gonna lie. Whenever you go through something the first time, right? Even though when I came on YouTube, I had thick skin. It's not good enough for YouTube. You need thick skin times 10. When you get your first death threat, it worries you, right? Then it happens a second time, and it still worries you, but it worries you less. And then when you get the third one, you're like, all right, I see how this goes. This is a game for clicks, monetize playbacks, attention.
Yeah.
You start to realize it's all a game because for some people, they have to stoop that low to get any attention because they have no real content. That's what it all boils down to. So again, if we go back to Pedro doing that, I mean, it's comical. If he asks me about that, I'll say, dude, listen, man, it's all good, bro. I know it was a joke, dude. Well, I wasn't joking. You're like, well, no, dude, you were joking. It's all good, right? See,
Right.
look. I've been
But
played
what about
enough.
J Ram though? What about that guy J Ram? Because he tried to send me one, and I hope you're watching right now. You had your person look me up. My addresses are there. You can always come and find me. I'm a striker. My hands, I box, kickbox. I got jujitsu. You can always come to any one of those addresses. And you said that if I don't respond to you, then I'm bitch made. Well, I'm telling you now, if you want the hands, come get the hands. If you want the hands, come get the hands. That's how I respond to you because you said that if I don't respond, and I just happened to just be watching that earlier today. Well, I saw it earlier today, so I don't watch your stuff. I don't like you, that J person. Um, I am a real deal Holyfield, and my Tommy Hearns will make you 6 inches taller, if you know what that means. Now, my Kimbo Slice will break you down. My 52 blocks will make you frown. And when it comes down to everything else, I'm going to give you a pump, pump, pump from the side that's round, and I'm going to make you run off like a little scary ass punk. So if you didn't get that from my Dr. Seuss, what I just did, that J Ram, that's what it is. Don't you ever say you'll come to where I am. I will be waiting for you. This is how I handle my threat. You said that you want to kill me or you'll send someone. You guys said that you guys want to get a hitman and come at me and do all that. I'm letting you know. I am down here in Southern California. I'm gonna give you this. My people, we were navy blue and gray. We were gray and black on Sundays. I'm wearing my gray shirt right now. If you want that type of action, all I say is make it happen. Now, you like you say, you don't know it. I'll go and do this. I may not know. I got people from all sides and different color codes. Y'all see my wife's skin here? I got people from Dogtown, the original Dogtown. Those are my people there. I got essays and stuff all over. J
Essays.
Ram,
Are you
just
talking?
when you talk about California and everything else and talk about what you want to do when you come here, I don't need any of them. My hands by itself, I will sleep you. So now, if you want any of your people to actually put the money up. Have them put the money up, pay for my ticket, they'll pay for yours. We'll meet up in a mutual place and I'll give you that work. Now, if you are not afraid of that, put your money where your mouth is and let's make it happen. Other than that, don't tell me nothing again. Get your people to put your money up, pay for both our travels to see us go to work with these hands. If you don't want these hands, then it is what it is. Don't say nothing else. I'm telling you again, the person, the dude, the J Ram, the coach, that dude, if you want the hands, you got people that spend money. Put the money up, pay for my ticket. You got my address. I'll leave out of that place and pay for my ticket. I'll get over to where you are. You get your ticket, get to where we will meet. And if you want to make them hands happen, I'll take off this wedding ring just like this so I don't leave no extra damage. I want the real knuckles to leave that imprint, not the ring. Now, I'm going to leave it there.
I can respond to that if you like, man. I
Go
mean,
ahead. Go ahead.
so hear me out on this, Robert. First of all, he's another guy that I don't mention. So I'll say this, okay? I will make a comment here, and I'm very careful with what I say because he gets triggered very easily, and he
Take it. No, fuck him being triggered, Eli. No, fuck that. Eli, you ain't got to talk about him. You just stay quiet. Fuck him. I'm going to talk for you too. I'm
okay.
gonna give you a beating. I'm gonna give you a beating for Eli too. If you really want them hands, if you are triggered that much, I'm telling you, y'all got my addresses. You already put them up. It ain't nowhere for you to say, let's go ahead and meet up and we can film this shit. I'm talking about film this shit, put it on YouTube as
Sanctioned,
we are doing it as a stunt so we
sanctioned,
can both
sanctioned.
get monetized and I'll beat the shit out of you. We can go ahead and make that happen because I'm not gonna say what I really want to say because then you're gonna be like this and that. But I'm gonna put it on the set if you know what that means. I'm from California. Get that. Get that. Get that. I'll rip that spleen out, boy. I'll rip that spleen out. And if you really want that work, if you really want that work, if you really
Wow.
want that work, if you really look at my eyes, if you really want that work, I got the fix for you. If you really want that work, threaten me again. I will meet you. Have your people get you out here or have them make us meet up halfway. I will give you all of that if you want that. Now, I'm telling you, I don't need no response for you to talk crap or any of that. I'm saying get the tickets ready and we can meet. That's all I'm saying. If you ain't with that, you bitch made, punk. Now,
Wow. Wow. This reminds me of
this is hot facts.
this
This is
reminds
hot facts on the T. This is hot facts.
Robert, this reminds me of my old days on YouTube. I remember those days, man. I used to let guys like this guy
Your
trick.
old days ain't like this. Eli, fuck your old days. I'm sorry, man. I ain't mean to
Okay.
be putting you down.
No, it's all
Your
right.
old days ain't like this. A nigga didn't went out there and said a nigga didn't said that he want to go ahead and kill me. He want to send some shit. He said if I meet him, I will hit him and he will crumble. Bitch, look. I'm telling you, look, man. I'm telling you, y'all got so much money over there, right? Y'all got everything, right? We all got Cash App and everything, right? Let's make that happen. Now, when we make that happen, I guarantee I'm showing up with at least two or three of my security. Guarantee. My security is my cousins. We showing up. You make sure you got theirs. It's gonna be a fair one. We get that fair one in. I beat your ass. Take that money and take my ass back to CA, SoCal, and live something that you don't see every day. That's what I'm telling you. If you ever want that, don't you ever, and I mean this, don't you ever think you can go on a panel full of women to show your old dusty nuts to make yourself look hard when ain't none of them even got a man. Fuck you. You probably been divorced and everything else. Fuck you. I got kids. I'm married. I got a wife. I fuck every day and I have fellatio today. I lick that shit all the way good and I'm a beat your ass, motherfucker, if you come out here. Take that shit to the bank,
I'm crying,
motherfucker.
man. Oh God. You,
Eli, I'm gonna
I
say
love,
it like this.
I love it, man.
Eli, we gonna end like this. Give me your final words based on that, cause now I'm hot. I want to whoop his ass. Give me your final words.
Okay, Robert, can you give me a few minutes because it's going to take a little bit, please? Because
Yeah, go ahead. I'm right here. Go
I,
ahead.
brother, listen, I completely understand where you're coming from. I want to say this because honestly, like, I know him and basically that other woman that they go on panels together. They're like she's like the female version of him. He's like the male version of her. So they're like the yin to each other's yang, right?
Yeah, but leave her alone. Leave her alone. We
Oh,
talking about man work. We talking
okay,
about man
okay,
work. He trying to hop over to the women's side to make himself seem good. No,
yeah,
separate that.
okay,
Bring them balls to the table.
okay.
Bring them marbles. Bring them marbles to the table.
Okay. All right, Robert. So here's the thing. Um, this guy, everyone knows he's a truck driver and he drives long distance. What happens is when you're on the road and you're driving 500, 1,000 miles, it gets lonely. So you have to do things to occupy your time. And this is what he does to occupy his time. Sorry, to occupy his time. That's why when the guy trolls me, I don't acknowledge him besides saying, keep on trucking. Whenever I say keep on trucking, it's basically telling him, keep moving up that road and leave my name out of your mouth. Like I want nothing to do with you. Right now, do I feel like has he done similar things to myself and other people? That's what he does to pass the time. I think he's intentionally trying to trigger people for his entertainment. I don't think the guy would ever show up. I don't think he would
He
show up.
sucks. He sucks. And he said that if you would have took every order that went into DoorDash, you would have he said you would have did 125 deliveries in one day. First of all, for anyone to say that type of shit. I've been on TNC radio for the truckers and everything. For this, he don't understand wait times,
Hmm.
waiting, driving the customer. You ain't gonna get 125 deliveries in one day, you idiot.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
motherfucking idiot. Don't you ever get up there and talk that shit. I'll put you in your place, which is why we got to have that debate. Why do you think your 1099 is better than ours? Meet me. We'll talk about that. We gonna see who leave with the black eye. I'm already black, bitch.
Oh man, this is Robert, man. I this is the best show I've been on in a while, man. Robert, you're listen. I'm not laughing at you. I'm just saying I get it because I've dealt with this guy and other people like him from that community. Right? He's come
But
at
I'm
my
black already. I don't care if I leave with a black eye. I'm already black. Let's see what he leave with. Let's see what he leave with. I'm already black. And to that motherfucker over there that said that, well, you know what? I'm gonna clear something up for you, Eli, exclusively right
Okay.
now.
Okay.
This is for Tammy and all of them. They were like, you threw your dad under the bus. Motherfucker, let me tell you this. Before my mom had her settlement, when she had her big injury with the city, I was on the motherfucking you know how you get on the rent for the apartment to get in there.
Section 8.
They use my social to get on there so we can move into a place so that when we move out, when my mom gets her settlement, that's what it is. My dad owed $1,800, which is I'm on there, but it's my dad's name. I was 13 years old. It's under my dad. My dad said, "Well, we just did this. We finna leave. Fuck them. They said we didn't do this. We were out. You dumbass motherfucker." That's that there on my dad's name with that 1,800. Now, let me tell you this. If you go back to the guard cards, you run that with the social. If you run my social, I don't have no guard card, no security clearance with shit. When you run those profiles, you don't do it with a social. You do it with the name. If you live in the same place and same address as someone else, when that happens, therefore there it goes. I told you what happened. Y'all motherfuckers make that shit on up. Now we got to knuckle up like three ninjas. Tum Tum, Rocky, and Coke. Let's go make it happen. Now,
Wow.
say something else. Now, if y'all got anything else to ask me, ask it to my face. And second of all, let me go ahead and say this because Tammy said that child support don't work like that. Well, Tammy, let me let you know how child support works. It shows up there on your record as a male that you have a case that's open. Now, my case is closed, but it still shows up there in case it's reopened. Now, let me tell you this for any of you women out there that think you can do whatever you want, all you men, listen to this. I represented myself in court. If your kid goes to daycare or anything else like that, they are not with the mom either. That time that the child is there does not go with her. You only need, as a male, 37% of the time to not pay child support. That's what you need. When you're a true 1099, you can make that happen. You don't get that. They drop that. I receive overpayment child support checks, which means they pay the guy for overpaying. I go to places and they say, "What the hell is that?"
Mm-hmm.
We've never seen that. That's what you get. Now, here's how what happens when you don't get no rears and you don't have no nothing. When you have a kid, my oldest son, my stepchild, is our oldest son. That's my wife's son. I've been his dad since he's been 15 months old. My oldest son is a year and a half younger than him. Now, my oldest son, I did not have with my wife. Now, from that, our kids are brothers and sisters now. Okay. So therefore, my son was my son that died. My son Dylan was in a hospital with his brother dying and his sister almost dying in the same hospital. We don't separate the kids. They are brothers and sisters. We get along like that. And guess what? What happens, Tammy? The other party has to go ahead and sign and say, "I'm stopping the support because we are all good." That's what happens, in case you know. Now, when a man goes to go ahead and buy a car, on his credit report, it is still there. Even though there's nothing there, it is still there. I don't think you know about child support, the custody, or what percentage or anything. Don't you ever look at my shit and give false information ever again. That's what the fuck I'm telling you. I represented myself in court. I have zero rears, zero balance, and it stopped. You know what happens when they stop? They call you to let you know, and then you go sign for it because the other party said, "I'm good. We don't need it." That's how it happens, Tammy. Shut the fuck up.
Wow.
Now I'm done.
You know,
Don't you ever talk to me and tell me weird ass shit when y'all don't know how the system works. That's how it works. You guys don't know that both parties have to agree. And secondly, let me tell you this, that motherfucker that said his dad's 71, I didn't think he would know his dad because dads like that weren't around. Let me tell you this. My grandfather was the first black person in California to have a license to buy and sell guns. My family, my mom's family, was the first black family in Linwood High School. My mom went to school with Weird Al Yankovic and all of them. My uncles were the first black people to play football in the school. Linwood, Maywood, Hollywood, all that stuff. Go get your history right. Go get your history right. You don't know what the fuck. All our men stay with the women. We don't run away like that. We stay with them. We stay married, and we don't grow up separate. So when you say that shit, and then you said that, I say racist ass jokes. Whoever else don't like them, oh well. I got all that shit. I got all that shit on you guys. So fuck you. And now, if you really want to fight, I got all that in these hands to give you that pipe. Let's do it.
God bless you, Robert. I mean, Robert, I got to say this. Let me say this real quick here. Now, I don't, again, I don't want to stir up anything with these people because I'm tired of them coming at me and they come at my girlfriend to get at me and do all the stupid shit. But honestly, these people have been doing the same thing to multiple communities and they've been kicked out of multiple communities on this platform over the last 4 to 5 years. So it's nothing new. And so, I'm really glad that you stood up to them
Nah,
because
fuck standing up. I want to knock them down. Fuck the stand up. I want the ending. I want the Ngannou against Fury. I want the ending. If he want the smoke and he drive trucks, I will gladly sure give him that Superman punch. I will surely do it. All he gotta do is ask me. I'll meet him there. I'll meet him there. I'll
Mhm.
meet him anywhere. I'll meet him in the air. I'll meet him in the car. I'll meet him at the fair. I'll meet him with the fist. I'll meet him in the trench. I'll hit him with a dish. I will Dr. Seuss his ass if he wants to get bitched.
Oh man. Wow. I'm at a loss for words, but it's not a bad thing. I'm really calm, Robert, because I used to get so super triggered and
You
listen,
don't threaten me with my life.
I agree. I
You don't
agree.
threaten me with my life. Here's the thing. I don't care about dying. I don't care. I lost a son. I want to go with him. I'll fuck you up. Come say something.
Well, let's see if he shows up. I mean, he talks a big game, yeah, that he will meet anyone anytime. I mean, listen, dude.
I want him. He can meet me. Look, we can meet at Little Caesars. We can meet in any parking lot. We can meet in the middle of the Staples Center. We can meet in any town hall. We can meet anywhere. We can go to the train station and fight on the tracks. I will beat street break down his ass.
Oh, wow. B Street breakdown.
Bruh. Yeah.
Beat Street,
Beat
the king of
Street,
the beat.
the king of the beat.
You
Yeah,
see them
rocking
rocking
that beat
that
from
beat from
across the
across the
street.
street, and Beat
Yeah,
Street is a
Beat
lesson
Street is
too,
a lesson too for Beat, yeah,
because
yeah.
you
Eli,
can't
you
let the
already
streets beat
know.
you can't let the streets beat you. Yeah,
Yeah,
Robert. You
yeah.
see,
I'm right there.
Robert. I watched that movie when I was a little kid. That was a great movie. That was a hell of a movie. Hell of a movie and a great song.
Eli, let's do it like this.
Hmm.
I'm finna go get some orders in. Leave these people with your final words. This is going on podcast. They got a bonus feature right now. Promote your interview with Hannibal and Pedro. Promote your channel. Throw it out there. Do everything you got. Leave them with your juice.
Well, thank you, Robert. I appreciate that. Just real quick, I have two channels out here. Coach Eli, Two Authentic Live Streams is my live streaming channel, and Coach Eli Elias Mellis is my main channel. Tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific on the Pedro and Hannibal channel, I'm going to be going on their show, and they have it listed as they don't know what's going to happen. I mean, if I go over to their channel right now, Pedro. Hold on a second, and they have it listed as PNH live. Anything can happen because they're not sure if I'm going to make it. And I told them I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. As a matter of fact, I need to respond to Hannibal's email
All right.
that he sent me yesterday, but I will be there. And yeah, I mean, they can ask me whatever they wanna ask. Maybe you just gave them something to talk about. This whole Robert Reese and the other dude, and
They ain't got nothing else to talk about but what we just did. They got to try to twist up some of these things.
Well, I mean, let's see what they have. I mean, they are real YouTubers. I mean, they do run professional channels, and yes, I know some of the things we all do, may come off less professional, but yeah, I'm curious to see what's going to happen myself. I think a lot of
This
people are. Go ahead.
motherfucker just said, no, this motherfucker just said, just pay your child support. Well, check this out. If you don't have to pay anything because it's good, what is it that you're trying to see? Here's the thing. These guys that go out there, they don't know how to, and let me tell you what you guys fall under. Mediation does not count. When you go to mediation, that is just you guys going so that you guys don't go to the judge. A woman can say, I don't agree with the mediation form, and nothing that's on there counts. So therefore, you can't see anything. You got to do what you got to do. You gotta do what you gotta do. Once you do what you gotta do, you get it in. You get it in. Now, that's all you gotta do. You cannot talk about what you don't know. I am one of the slight few American black males in the whole nation who has a zero rear and zero balance. You know why that is? We must be doing something right, and our kids believe and know that they are brothers and sisters. So there ain't no differences there. So therefore, if you ain't worked that out with whoever else you have to work that out with, chances are you don't know what to do. Other people don't know what to do. The other people that were talking about Eli, they all said that they were on second marriages and all this other stuff, which means that they were sluts and hoes and stuff before they went with someone. They cheated on and someone left them, and then they don't understand what's talking on. Someone said, well, the dude was really abusive to me. He was telling me what he's not going to do. No, let me tell you what he was saying in man form. Who the fuck do you think you are that you think that your shit don't stink? You think you deserve to get everything, and I've been doing this shit and you ain't doing nothing? Motherfucker, you come and help me out. That's what it is. To that one woman that said that shit. You don't go and bash a man because he's asking you to help, but you grew up to not do nothing. He's asking you to be a partner and to help him. Don't you ever say, "Well, my second marriage, my first marriage, you were telling me this stuff." The other dude ain't telling you and he's cheating on you. You in a second marriage that you think you love and you're getting cheated on. So therefore, there you go. The first dude would have never cheated on you. He would have been there doing it. All you have to do is shut the fuck up. Go take that to the bank. Now I'm really done.
Okay. Um. Well. Wow.
Yeah,
Um.
I left Eli speechless.
Yeah. I mean, Robert. Here's the thing. To be honest with you, you've said everything that I've said in the past, and I stopped. I stopped just even reacting to these people because they just never stop. Like, now, the cool thing is being involved with you and being involved with a whole new group of people. This is great because now we can support each other against these stupid attacks, right? When you have support and you work as a team, teamwork makes the dream work, right? And
Right.
Robert, you're more of a positive guy. You really don't want to go out there and beat ass and do all that stuff, but if someone's going to come at you and try to attack your character or to talk shit, if you're going to run your mouth, then put your money where your mouth is, or back your words up, right? If you're going to say, I'll meet you anywhere anytime, if you're not going to do that, then why are you saying that? Now, I don't think anyone should make any threats like that. I don't think there should be any fighting in general, but if someone's going to run their mouth like that, you know it's going to get to the
Hey,
point of,
it is. Yeah, it is what it is. All I'm
yeah.
saying is don't run. You don't gotta run. You can walk and you can stop. That's all you gotta do. You can stop the run, slow it down to a jog, stop the jog. You're a little winded. You don't want to jog. Stop that jog to a walk, and then figure out I'm not gonna run no more. Just like the movie The Warriors. He said I'm tired of running in the park. They had to turn around and fight in the park. You know what I'm saying? They have to fight the guys with the baseball bats. They had to go ahead and do all that. You stop the run and you stop and you fight. And if all you gonna do is run your mouth and run your mouth and run your mouth, keep running your mouth. Because guess what? I'm Jimmy Hart. If you know about wrestling, I am the mouth of the South. And when I mean the South, I'm talking about my two big cojones and my Barry Bonds. And I'm going to crack this thing in Safeco Park. Now, go into the lagoon. That's what we going to do. Hit that ball into the water. Now, Eli, we going to end it like this. Tell everybody why you enjoy doing interviews with Hot Facts, because this is number 4.
Well, I enjoy it because you keep it real, Robert, and you stand up for what you believe in. And I'll tell you honestly, what you did tonight blew my mind away in a good way. I know how it may come up to some other people. A lot of people don't believe in violence, and I believe that it's a last resort for you. But some people come out here and they run their mouth like some of these people have. And quite honestly, if you keep running your mouth, eventually you're gonna get what you deserve. And I don't wish harm upon anyone. You know, all I'm saying is that look, if you're gonna run your mouth and say, I'll meet you anywhere, I'm coming to your hometown, I'm gonna be trucking through there, right? I mean, that's what this guy did. And sir, listen, I don't have any problems with you. I don't hate you. I never talk about you. And you still come at me and trash talk my woman and do all this. Now you're coming to this guy here and trash talking him and saying that, you want to meet him and beat his ass or something, right? Well, he's now calling you out and saying, where do you want to meet? When do you want to meet? Let's do this. So are you going to back your words or what is it, right? I understand where you're coming from. These people on YouTube like to run their mouth and they never back up their words.
That's what they do. And to the dude right there, I support you writing me and stuff like that. But in the Warriors, no one in the Warriors did anything to a woman. The woman was part of the Orphans, and the Orphans was a pushover gang, and she left with the Warriors because she thought that they were a bigger gang, and they carried her all the way to Coney Island. So if you watch the movie, you wouldn't know that. The original. Don't you ever try to come at me with no movie trivia like that when you ain't never seen this stuff. Now, Eli, I'm gonna leave it like this. I'm gonna say, people, me and Eli got a big fist. The next one we go do, Eli,
Yeah.
we might talk about relationships. How
hmm
about that?
No, that's good, Robert, because that's a very important thing. I think we need to talk about, you know, the difference between standing up as a man, standing up to your woman, or being an abuser. There's a big difference there, right? And I've
I
been to a
want to see what your game is like. I want to see what your game is like. We gonna talk about how you and Dom met. Let me know the walk up, how you went ahead, did your thing. Did you notice her and walk around and come back? We gonna talk about all that. We gonna talk about how you pulled her. You tell me how you pulled her. I'm gonna tell you how I pulled my wife. We gonna do that on the next one, and we gonna talk about what works and why these other dudes can't get nobody. How about that one?
Yeah, a lot of these guys can't get the punani, and
Oh, oh, Eli, Eli. Yeah, you wild boy. You a wild boy,
what the
Eli.
the
You
pu-
a
the
wild boy.
punani. Well, I mean, come on, Robert. I'm trying to keep it tame here. I'm trying to be respectful on.
You walked on hot rocks. You walked on hot rocks, so I know how
I,
you roll.
I'm trying to keep it respectful on your show, Robert. And I know we're on a monetized channel too, but I'm trying to. Screw it. It's YouTube, man. It is what it is. Robert's
we
dying here.
Eli, we gonna talk about that. People, you are watching Hot Facts and Eli. I want you guys to know you can check this out on podcast. This is on Hot Facts with Robert Reese. You can catch this on podcast. Every single interview or every single time me and Eli get together, I
hmm
have opened up a whole new playlist in a podcast series for Hot Facts and Eli, and let you guys know what we do. Hey, we talking relationships next. So if y'all want to, hey, we talking relationships next. If y'all want to be able to comment, get involved, don't say nothing weird. Hot Facts and Eli, we talking relationships next. We gonna figure out what day that's gonna be, but that's what we're gonna do. I gotta make sure I check in with Eli and make sure it's okay for his lady. Lady, ain't that right?
This is how we do it.
Oh, this is how we do it.
Some Montel
Yeah.
Jordan there. See, I know my stuff,
Yeah,
Robert.
this is how we do it.
South Central does it like nobody
Oh,
does.
this is how we do it. Oh, this is how we do it. Yeah, yeah. All hands are in the air. Wave them like it just don't care. You're a wannabe Mac or an OG player. Yeah, I know you know that. Now I got one
Yeah.
for you, Eli. Return of the Mac. Return of the Mac.
Mark Morrison.
Mark Morrison.
Mark
Return of the.
Morrison.
I knew you. I knew you ain't no lame, Eli. You
Mark
ain't no
Mor
lame.
I think Mark Morrison was a woman abuser. If you wanna know a real woman abuser, I believe Mark Morrison was a woman
Well, look.
abuser.
Hey, Snoop Dogg and Bishop Magic Don Juan are pimps. They're real pimps, and they like Snoop. They like Ice T. Ice T has a real hoe as his wife. Um, but they still support him. You know, Eli, don't even look him up. Don't even look him up, Eli. Don't even look him up. These people literally look, these older women out there that's like 60 years old, if Lawrence Taylor were to go into a hotel, they would fuck him. And Lawrence Taylor was accused of sleeping with 15-year-old girls. That's all I'm saying, but he was the greatest defensive player in the whole history of the NFL, and they will still do it. So that's all I'm saying right there. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to leave it alone when you know you're in trouble. Okay. People, you don't even know that Jamaican song. That's for you women who ain't got no man and you ain't got nothing to talk about and you try to bring everybody else down. Leave that to yourself. We out of here. Eli, we out of here like Chuck Woolery in 2 and
And
2.
2.
Peace out.
Peace out. See you guys later. Bye-bye.